Okay. It begins. Let everybody know that I'm streaming. We're going to call this. Where are we at? My videos, we're at 196, I think. Probably just write 196 instead of 195 plus, 196 plus. Because nowadays I'm just doing one video. Bobro says first. Man, I didn't have to do a notification. How about that? Bobro already knew. He knew what was up. He was sitting there refreshing YouTube. James Miller says, ahoy. Hello, James Miller. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. We're going to put that, what do we have here? Night of the Hunter. We have something for you. Stalkers, welcome to the newest update of Stalker 2. First of all, thanks for staying in the zone or joining for the first time. Secondly, let's not waste any more time and jump straight into the details of update 1.6, and we have a lot more to share. The darkness is your friend. Night vision goggles are now in the zone. There are different versions for both rookies and veteran stalkers. But do not think that you're now king of the woods, as for other stalkers who have MVGs and aren't afraid to use them. Where can you find those goggles and how do you use them? That's up for you to discover. Maybe an old friend in Zayton has some info. Can and can't see you. Wow, that's... Whew. Okay, what's an NVEG? What's an NVG? I don't know what an NVG is. Night vision goggle? Night vision goggle. That's what it is. Bobro says, I got the YouTube notification. Rain says, ew. Extreme McCool says, First Amender with caveats. It's a good day. It's a good day, I think. How are you doing, Peppers? Pepper is right here. Well, she's smushing her face up against the... Yeah. Yep. And you're right there, booties. Yes. Rain says, so First Amender, now that you have come out against free speech, what's your... Hey, listen. I did say I was a soy boy liberal. I do have... anyway, okay, night vision goggles. Okay, let's see here. Stalkers also have night vision goggles, aren't afraid to use them. Okay, the introduction of night vision goggles is just the tip of the iceberg. We rethought... Ow, Pepper, don't bite me! I was just petting you and you were being all friendly and now you're like, no. Okay! Why does Pepper do this? Pepper. Pepper's like, pet my head, but also don't pet my head. You know, when you get like this, I don't know what to do with you. Don't bite that. You will not bite. I wish I could, like, easily dismount the camera. Maybe there is a way. Hold on. That's not... No, I don't think I can easily dismount it because it's on an arm. But here, look. Yes, baby. Oh. Yes, I'll scratch your head. Now she's not going to be a brat. Oh. What? 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 Okay. Ow! Don't bite me. Ow! She's biting me. Look at her. She's a little brat. She wants to bite me. She just wants to bite me. What do I do? Help. What do I do? Do I just... She, like, wants pets, but, like, also she wants to kill. Killing plus pets. Rain says, Amender, how would you legislate hate speech? Where do you cut the line that still protects the government's encroachment on rights when addressing them in harms of abusing the First Amendment? Yes. So, like, I think that, like... I personally believe that it's like the outcomes that have occurred as a result of just like unabashed stochastic terrorism, perfectly acceptable. Rain says Pepper is adorable. She is adorable. She's the cutest cat ever. And she just such a brat. She's literally gnawing my hand. There's like a level of like antagonism that I think exists is perfectly acceptable in the United States that I don't think should be acceptable under certain circumstances. And I mean, like I said, I mean, there are already hate speech laws across many European countries, as well as New Zealand, as well as Canada, as well as Australia. They have hate speech laws. They're not as extreme on free speech as we are. I mean, again, like, we could see what it's doing, right? Like, it's not really getting any better, is it? So it's like, I feel like we need to, like, rethink how we look at the First Amendment. Okay, let's see here. The introduction to NVGs is just the tip of the rethought, rebalancing how NPCs act and see in the dark. No more, how is it possible to use stealth here? Experiences. If it's dark, outside or inside, and the NPCs don't have NVGs, use that to your advantage, as they can't see you from far away. Yes! Yes! God, they would normally see me from freaking a thousand feet away. On the other hand, if they do have those shiny goggles, you may be screwed. Okay. Especially if you don't have any. So be prepared in new ways of exploring the zone. Okay. You think we're finished with the NVGs? Haha, no. We want to make the experience of using night vision goggles as realistic as possible. Obviously, with NVGs on, you can't use scopes correctly. So let us introduce offset aiming, where you can recline your weapon to some degree. It's a great option for close combat, and if you're skilled enough, it works long range too. That's not all. We're also introducing a new laser pointer that you can use. As you may know, the low power laser is weak when using NVGs, so we added a more powerful option for you to attach. It definitely helps your aiming, but be prepared with a large chunk of coupons for it. Dude, this is so freaking cool. Stashes and hold on. We heard you spending all that time and effort to reach stashes with just sausages and bandages. The zone can trick you sometimes, and not in a good way. To make the stash hunting experience more enjoyable, we reviewed all loot and stashes and on-map and made several buffs to the stash in the open-world loot system. What is in the improved stashes? Go find the loot for yourself. They see, take cover. With the introduction of NVGs, we've made a lot of updates to the combat system, but not with these. Worth a separate mention, we've updated NPC behavior in long-range battles. They're now even smarter, and at faraway distances from the player, they can cover when previously they didn't. Hunt the hunter. NPCs can loot mutant parts, too. This also means that you don't need to hunt the mutant yourself when you're low on resources. Just find a stalker who recently hunted some mutants and took their parts via the extremely effective negotiation technique of firing your gun. You can kill the NPC and find mutant loot in their inventory. New anomalies test, use Stalker. The zone is always evolving, and Circa scientists have plenty of work to do each day. Recent files show that a new anomaly has happened within the perimeter walls. The scientific name is the Fireball. While specifics are not publicly disclosed, Circa research groups have reported that it burns hot, obviously, so you do not spend your precious time staying too close for it for too long. Something from an old friend. For those who know, they know. For those who are new, let us introduce our old friend Hanta. He'll have to have a chat with you at some point. Go and meet and greet him if you have some time. We've heard that he is somewhere around these broken ships. Playing with a controller? This is for you. Nope, I'm not. Old acquaintances, new looks. Okay, that's super cool. All right. Let's see here. Not named says Charlie Kirk is a free speech martyr. Yes, he is also a stochastic terrorist. Yeah, he is. He's a stochastic terrorist. Google that. You should probably Google that. He is a stochastic terrorist, and I'm tired of pretending like he's like a really great guy. He's not a great guy. He never was a great guy. He lived his entire life being a horrible human being. Let's take a look here. We are taking calls 202-988-5218. Let me make sure that I'm not on Do Not Disturb mode. I am not. And it looks like we've got a stash here to check. Let's go check that out. Let's see here. Bobo says, yeah, that executive order is idiotic because they made an ideology, a terrorist organization, Antifa, which is not actually even an organization. Yeah, Antifa, right? Which is like the word for anti-fascist, as in you're against fascism. Ooh, we're getting a call, but I don't hear it. That's not good. I think there's a reason why I can't hear it. Let's see. Let me check my preferences. Audio settings. Microphone. Ooh, I don't have granted microphone access. Allow while visiting the site. Yes. Sorry, I have to reject you. I'm going to have you call back in just a second, okay? Speaker, set correct. And this should be the... where is it? Okay, I think we're good there. Let me refresh the page because that's wrong. Settings, microphone. Yeah. Hold on. All right, call now. It should work. I'm so sorry that it did not work. I should have had that set up. All right, we're taking calls. Call in. Sorry, you got. I just got a couple calls in. I missed you. Try again. It should work. Okay, so apologies in advance for not getting to you. But call in now. It should work. 202-998-5218. Call in. You have the chance. Okay, there's a loot box up there somewhere, and we got to go find that. There we go. You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Doing good. Who am I talking to?
My name's Nate. I'm living in the Mormon paradise of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Woo! Are you a Mormon?
No, hell no.
Well, I don't know.
No, I was just calling the show because I was like, I'm a secular atheist. Like,
You're an atheist?
I'm an atheist 100%.
I'm
not saying I can prove that there is no God, but you know what I mean? I kind of reserve that belief until there's actual proof.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about, is that what you wanted to talk about? Is
no, I was
God
just,
worldview?
I was just curious about the free speech thing, and
yeah.
Like, I honestly don't know much about this Charlie Kirk guy. Like, I don't care. But I was just curious on why people call him a Nazi and all this other stuff, because I actually went back and watched a lot of his videos.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any evidence of any of that. And
Nothing?
I've been around.
Wow.
I've been around. Well, I grew up in Florida, where I was actually surrounded by gangs and actual Nazis.
Well,
so
I'm
I've been
Florida.
around.
I'm in Florida people right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to. I was in the Pinellas County.
Okay.
If you're familiar with that area, it's around Largo and Clearwater and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was just curious on what your thoughts on. Do you actually think that guy was actually a Nazi?
I believe that Charlie Kirk was a stochastic terrorist, and he was a right-wing Christian nationalist.
Oh yeah, could you define that word for me, because I don't know what that is.
Sure. Yes, I'll pull it up right now.
Sure.
Okay, so it describes when an influential speaker uses mass media rhetoric to demonize a person or a group that incites random but statistically probable acts of violence that are individually unpredictable but legally insulated due to plausible deniability and strict U.S. free speech laws. The term, which was popularized in 2011, distinguishes this form of violence from direct incitement, as the speaker's involvement in the resulting act of violence is ambiguous, yet the violent outcome becomes statistically likely. Basically, in order to become a stochastic terrorist, is that you have to have and incite some pretty hateful rhetoric in front of millions of people. And if you are capable of looking towards millions of people for that rhetoric, what happens is that you always end up with about one or two people that actually act on that information.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what did he say that would incite violence, though? Because honestly, I watched a lot of his stuff, and it just looked like a cordial debate to me. Maybe there's some things that I missed, because he has a lot of he had a lot of content. I must admit that I couldn't watch all of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I could critique everything he said, but like I watched a lot of it, and it's just he was an annoying Christian who had some really annoying orthodox ideas that were very strange to me, that were just kind of like science didn't back up at all. But I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to understand, like, what stuff did he say that would incite violence, though?
Gotcha. So, would you say, like, looking at people who are, like, on the left, if they were labeled as, say, evil or traitorous or parasites or vermin, would you say that that's, like, effectively dehumanizing?
It is dehumanizing to... I don't like the fact that human beings are othering people, and they're ignoring the nuance and complexity of it all.
Well, what about instances
because we're a lot more complex than, we're not just right and left. Some of us exist in between. Some of us, you know what I mean? We might be on one side because we hold to an idea, but that doesn't mean we're on the other side. You know what I mean? It's just a lot more complex than just saying, yeah, I'm a lefty. Well, what does lefty mean to you?
Me, like, I mean, my idea of lefty is that more akin towards social outcomes instead of purely economic would probably be one example. I mean, we could also talk of whether or not that you're okay with things like social safety nets as opposed to, like, let the free market decide. We could talk about a desire of wanting to align morality closer to that of their insert favorite religion here to, like, a strictly secular system. Yeah, those would be instances of, like,
I'm pro-secular.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be really super anti-religious, where I was just, because I grew up as a Scientologist in Florida.
Oh, wow.
And I was a Christian.
Oof. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, well, you know Clearwater is, right? The cult capital of Scientology. Yes. So, yeah, when I was younger, my views were pretty warped, and so I had to constantly just, like, I debug myself by going on the internet saying, oh my God, this is foolish to believe this crap.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? I've always been pro-science, and for some reason I thought, well, if Scientology is so backed up by science, why isn't the science community all over this? Like, they should be all over this.
Yeah.
And they weren't, and that's kind of what woke me up. You know what I mean? I just went online, and I'm like, okay, what does the science community have to say about these methodologies?
To go back to, like, the stochastic terrorism, would you say, has Charlie Kirk ever said things like, if we don't stop X, our country or species or freedom will be gone? Or they want to destroy America? You ever heard that?
These are typical Christian talking points.
Christian nationalists, specifically. I mean, there's a difference between, like, a regular Christian as opposed to, like...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
These nutbags argue.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you probably have a point there. I mean, he does he does make it sound like that this country should just be Christianized, you know what I mean? I didn't like that. That is true. I mean, I didn't even think about that. I mean, I was looking at more of, like, a super hardcore right wing than more of a Christian nationalist.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that you said that, he was kind of a Christian nationalist. Yeah.
I mean, like, there's also things like where, like, when you say, like, things like, oh, they won't listen to reason, or, like, the gloves must come off. You know, like, I understand that's not saying, you know, hey, go kill blankety blank. But the problem is that if you're saying that and there's 1 million people listening to you, how many will actually do something about it? Now, it's venture to say most would not do that. But the problem that I'm having is that some will do that if you have a large enough audience. And that's why I call it, like, I call him a stochastic terrorist, and he made his money by being a stochastic terrorist. And I'm tired of pretending like Charlie Kirk was just about debate. He never changed his opinions. He never went in favor.
Yeah, but you gotta realize when you're making money, when you're making a profit off of what you're saying, they're not gonna change their mind.
Hey, I got news. I mean, I don't make much. I make a little bit, only just from the donations that people send me, which is very tiny.
Well, of course.
But I pride myself on, if I hear good evidence, I will argue. I will change my opinion right then and there. Like, you'll see me do it. And I've done it on my hot takes list, where you can see, like, there's areas of my hot takes list which I cross out and I say, hey, I got proven wrong by blankety blank. And then I just move forward with it, right? I change my tune on the basis of new information. And that's where I go with things.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So, I'll tell you what, though, I will be a stubborn son of a bitch. I will absolutely do that. I will give you as much pushback as possible prior to changing my mind. But I think it's a virtue to be able to change your mind. I think it's a good thing.
Listen, when I left that cult, I was kicking and screaming. I was fighting with myself. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to accept the shame that I was brainwashed. Nobody wants to be a victim of bad ideas. No. When I was a victim of that bad idea, you gotta have some sympathy for these people, though, because they don't. When you're trapped in that bubble, you don't know that you're brainwashed. You think that you're on the right side. You think that you know, but you don't know. So that's kind of why I kind of sympathize for Charlie, because he was trapped in his bubble. He probably couldn't get out of it because, I remember what that was.
He made it. He didn't.
Well, yeah, but anything. he was trapped in that Christian mindset, though. But you don't know what it's like to be stuck in that mindset.
That are stuck in that, and they don't get millions of followers by arguing hate speech, right? Like that never happens.
That is true.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very specific case scenario, very extraordinary case.
That could have been just his character. Like they said, they were saying when he was in high school, everybody thought that this guy was like a natural leader, or he was going to be he just had a natural inclination towards preaching to people. Maybe that was just his thing, but he's still a victim of bad ideas. I mean, I don't think shooting people is the right method, because all you're going to do is you're just going to wake up a sleeping giant with these guys, which they kind of already did, which kind of made me mad. Right?
It doesn't even require any incitement whatsoever. They can just make it up.
Yeah.
And then that's it. They go off to the races with it.
And they do.
Take, for example, that was in fact the case regarding Donald Trump himself, where he says that we have to go after the radical left because they shot Charlie Kirk. We didn't even know who the shooter was when they were already saying that.
That's
right?
the problem when you demonize people, because you keep throwing them all under this umbrella, and everybody. To me, it's like lefties are just independent people who hold positions. They're not in a gang. They're not in a giant cult. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We're not all on the same page. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, do you think that too, or?
Okay, so my concern that I'm having is myself. Like I'm actually erring on the side of just being a total pacifist, where I just don't advocate for violence of any kind. Anybody who listens to my stream, that there is no justification to a violence. In fact, I would say that you are under a moral obligative duty to retreat from violence. To not engage in violence, and in fact to uphold it as a virtue that you abstain from violence in general. The only instance where I can imagine violence be even remotely acceptable is if you have exhausted all other options, and I mean all other options.
Exactly.
I'm at that point where I think that I don't want to see people get hurt, whether they be on the right or the left, And it is true that there are people on the right that enact stochastic terrorism, just as that there are people on the left that can enact stochastic terrorism. So I'm saying, hey, we have to push back against that. And it actually pertains quite well into like my argument of like free speech, where there's like certain levels of speech that inherently cause harm on people. And it's like, I feel like your rights stop at where, my fist meets your nose, because we're effectively harming other people at that point. It's where I have to reconsider, okay, well, is it really, what we want to be doing?
Even if it's, even verbal, even what we say can be harmful. I know a lot of people say, well, you're just offended by words. Yeah, well, psychology is a complicated thing. Human beings can be affected by what people say, and we know this.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I mean, I'm all for, like, I would rather like utterly debate these people into extinction rather than pulling out a gun and just cowardly shooting people.
No, I agree with you completely. I don't want to see that either.
I mean,
I don't want anybody hurting anybody. Like it's it's like,
but I was
insane.
I was a little mad that nobody could. Yeah, it is true though, because how could we get rid of Charlie if he just wasn't going to listen to anybody, and he was pretty staunch on his position, and he wouldn't really budge. And that is true. There's a lot of stubborn people out there that just do not want to listen, and they just want to keep preaching. So I kind of understand why people were angry with them, and why some of them would resort to that. It's a little extreme, but like I kind of get it though.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is the first time I just noticed your show pop up in my feed, so I'm like, well, hell yeah.
Let me ask you this: are you subscribed?
I am now. Let's see. Yeah, I should be. It doesn't. I like the video. I turn on all notifications.
Oh, I appreciate it, Nate. I do appreciate it. I'm a really small YouTuber, so like any amount, it's huge, and I'm working.
I don't even have anybody on my channel. So
to get to 1,000. Hey, 1,000 coming right up.
Yeah, I'm not even intellectually smart enough to start a show like this, because debating is like the last thing I'm good at. But
fair enough.
I don't know. I kind of like.
It also can be very stressful at times too, with how people go at you, and I get it. I get it.
What made you do this? Was it that
I like to argue? Terrible human trait. It's a terrible human trait. I don't know. I enjoy challenging my own thought process and like why I think specific things, and so I throw myself into the fray. And I commonly love discussions regarding like politics, religion. It just is. I don't know. I enjoy it.
You can also make a lot of people think though when you're.
Well, and it's also super not cool in like parties or any really like social situation. It's really just not acceptable, and so this is like a good way for me to just kind of like vent out and just be myself.
Oh, of course. So you're kind of similar to that guy. I also follow like Matt Dillahunty, that show that he does.
I do like Matt Dillahunty. I do like Matt. Good guy.
Yeah. So when I was a firm believer in my cultish crap, that's when I got introduced to him, and I was like so scared to call that guy, because I'm like, I don't even have any arguments. So there's no way I could battle against this guy. And I credit him for being one of the reasons why I am not religious anymore.
Okay, well that's very cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like I said, I was kicking and screaming to get away from these positions that I used to hold, because I used to be in the staunch right wing with these crazy beliefs that I had, and if it wasn't for him, I don't know where I would be at.
Well, that's great.
He helped me challenge a lot of that stuff. Yeah. So, anyways, I'll let you go and let other callers call in, but I just wanted to chat for a minute. That was really cool. Nice.
Good. I appreciate you calling. Thank you for the subscribe, by the way. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man.
You have yourself a great day.
Anytime, man. You too. Okay, bye.
Bye. That was Nate, everybody. All right. Phones are open, 202-998-5218. You can call right in. I'm more than happy to hear you out. We got BRWI1 saying, debate on Arsler. Like, cool. You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey, pal, it's your old buddy, Relian. How you doing?
Hey, Relian.
How's your day going?
Doing great. What do you want to talk about?
Nice. Well, I think I want to pick up what we were talking about last time. Do you remember?
I do not. You're going to have to help me out.
Okay, well, we were discussing like a bit about like homosexuality and that stuff, and like kind of like got into incest and that sort of stuff. Do you remember?
Okay. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you. So I guess I should start off by like asking you like, why do you hate people who practice incest?
I don't hate people who practice incest. I just think you shouldn't do incest.
Why not?
Well, I mean, like, if you end up having a baby, it could hurt the baby. There's strong familial ties, which cause some pretty negative outcomes. It just makes it an area that is rife for abuse or a lack of ability for somebody to take control over their life. Yeah, these are all things that are really bad.
Okay, great. So First Amendment, curious. What if there were two twin brothers? They were completely identical. They were born the same time, but they were separated at birth, and they later met in life and started a romantic relationship. What's your problem with that? They cannot occur. A baby cannot occur from that relationship, and they've never met each other before, so no familial bonds. What's the problem?
I mean, I suppose under your very strict position, I don't really have an argument against that.
So you'd be okay with that?
I mean, it's like, I don't really have a position. I mean, it's weird. That's about as far as I'm willing to go with that. I hope that makes sense.
Okay,
I hope that helps.
Okay, perfect, wonderful. So the reason I'm using this example is because you're saying that I'm homophobic and I hate gay people or whatever like that, but I don't. I just disagree and I think it's weird. That's the same thing. It's just like with you with incest people.
Okay. But,
yeah,
I mean, would you say that we should have, laws against gay people getting married?
Well, I don't think we should have laws against gay people as far as, if they're engaging in a relationship, they should be punished or anything like that.
Whoa, you're more woke than I thought.
What? This is not a
That's really woke.
Idea.
Dude, yeah, you'd be surprised how many people don't want
hate
that.
Gay people.
Nah, that's kind of not the case. Okay,
who hates gay people?
I mean, take for example, without you even trying, you compared gay people having a relationship to incest.
Well, no, it's just an example of a relationship that you disagree with.
No, I'm just saying, there are lots of negative outcomes that are occurring. I mean, heck, even in your example, both of them would have families, which would be the same family.
Okay, so First Amendment.
You don't want to be in a relationship. It's not worth it, with your significant others. Ain't worth it, man. It's too much headache.
Okay, well, I could just say the same thing. It's just too much work for two guys to be in a relationship.
No, it's about as much work as any regular relationship.
See, that's the exact same point, First Amendment.
No,
so
it really isn't.
How is it different?
I just explained it to you.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying.
I mean, it's no more work than any regular relationship. Whereas, when you have familial ties and I don't know, I would assume one of them would have to be estranged. They would have to meet their own family, and then you would end up with the initial tensions which occur from even under your scenario. And so I probably advise against incest, but also I wouldn't have any rules or laws that say no incest. I would just think that, okay, that's a little weird. Yeah.
So you'd be fine with them getting married or having kids?
They already do this. Just FYI.
People who
especially among the Bible Belt, they love it. They're all about it. They love that Bible Belt. God dang it! I keep pressing E instead of F.
Okay, so, but to go back to your point, you said, like, there's too many, like, complications and, like, harms that come from this sort of relationship.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Why is it that with homosexual relationships, there's a much higher chance of getting an STD? Why can't I say, hey, First Amender, you shouldn't be in a relationship with another guy?
Yeah, well, I agree with you. That's why
STD?
that's why you should practice safe sex. Also, heterosexual relationships also result in a higher probability of contracting an STD. You just all you got to do is practice safe sex. This problem is solved with safe sex.
Okay, so same thing. A brother and a sister, they practice safe sex. They don't have a baby.
I suppose I don't have an argument against that, but the only thing that I would have is there was like a familial bonds that would exist that ultimately lead to, most often to harm to those people.
Okay, so just so we're 100% clear, and then we can move on. You are totally and 100% all right with incest, with them getting married and all that stuff.
Really
You
in
have
favor
no problem
of
with
it.
that.
I just wouldn't make a law for it, like forcing people
That's-
to be a specific way. Like I don't know what they're going through.
Forcing
Bro.
people. You're right. People are going to do it anyway without any laws. But it's just about the fact that harm can. I mean, to be clear, I don't support incest. If that wasn't obvious, First Amender, I'm just pointing out.
Yeah, I don't support
that
incest either.
Yeah, exactly. Under your worldview, though, the criteria that you've given me, there's nothing that says that incest can't be a thing and shouldn't be a
So
thing.
just to be clear, right? We want to compare incest to a gay couple.
Yeah, you admit that there are similarities, though, already
No,
with things like
not at
STDs,
all.
awkward situations within
Not
the
at all.
family.
Well, that only exists
not
like
at
from
all.
like a societal issue, like not necessarily like
Okay,
from
so
like a
what's the
problem within
societal
the
issue?
family.
So then
But most
incest is
families
the
are
societal
perfectly
issue
okay
too.
with gay couples. Like,
But what if you're not?
well, fuck that family, dude. Dick family.
Really? You don't
Yeah,
think...
fuck that
okay,
family.
So here's the other thing.
It's a
Here's the other
homophobic
thing
family.
Okay, so again, First Amender, if a family had a brother and a sister, right, and they were engaging in a relationship, and that family stopped them, would you say, dude, screw that family?
I didn't say that
like,
the family should stop them. I'm saying that it ultimately
incest
results in
phobic
strife
family?
among the. It ultimately results in inevitable strife among the family, and it also opens up, makes it rife for abuse, right? Because there's a lot of instances where people can't escape from that.
Okay, so First Amender...
So the outcomes are quite negative for incest, but that's not That's not prevalent in a gay relationship.
All right, so First Amender, I'm sure you're aware of this, but in lesbian relationships, statistically speaking, they are the highest for, like, abuse in that relationship. So should we ban those relationships because there's a high chance for abuse?
No, not all relationships are abusive. But yeah, if you're in an
Okay,
abusive
so not
relationship,
all
leave that a bit.
relationships are abusive.
I'm not aware of any incest relationship where it doesn't ultimately lead into these outcomes, but okay.
Are you aware of many incestuous relationships, First Amender?
I've heard a few.
I mean, so have I,
I'm in
but
Florida.
I don't really... Yeah. Okay, whatever, yes, all the right-wingers are all, like, incest, like, loving, like, monsters. I get your opinion.
to tell
I get
you.
the point you're making. I get what you're trying to say, but you have no problem with that. Why are you making fun of that, though, if you have no
I'm not making
argument
fun of
against
it. You're
incest?
the one attributing incest to gay relationships.
Yeah, because there are obvious similarities that you can't get around. You admit that.
I did, and I showed you how. You just keep harping on the same thing because you can't change your position.
Well, you can't change your position. I've proved to you how incest relationships under
But
your
I don't
worldview
see
aren't
like how
always
gay
abusive.
relationships result in like hugely negative outcomes any more so than any regular relationship.
Okay, then why is that the difference for an incestuous relationship, man?
Because it's much more for incestuous relationship than it is for, and this is under the presumption of all of the caveats that you've presented. I mean, let's be fair, right? You get into an incestuous relationship, you have a baby. There's a very high probability of genetic anomalies that are pretty negative for the child.
This is not like a defense for incest, like at all. However,
all right, yeah. Let's hear the defense for incest.
No. I'm just pointing something out to you though. The prominent like malformalities that come from incestuous relationships only really occur after like several generations. That's why you get like the Habsburg jaw, where all of these like this family that's inbred for like several generations are all mutated. However, we do find that families that there's just a single instance of incestuous relationship. There's no actual problem with that child more times than not. So what's the problem there?
What? No, there are problems. What do you mean? You don't have to have multiple generations. You could just have one generation, and there's a relatively high probability of genetic anomaly due to the lack of genetic difference.
Yeah, First Amender, but it's not going to be something insane like they're going to be immediately born with like missing limbs. Eventually down the road, yes. However,
no, but you don't know that,
families.
right? That's kind of the problem. It's like you're just increasing the probability of that. And then there's also the familial ties, which lead to ultimately to abuse. Like all of these things are like in tandem, like show, hey, we probably shouldn't do incest relationships. Like, but we don't have any of those problems regarding gay relationships.
No, First Amendment, I just told you, you didn't even acknowledge the statistic I brought up about lesbian couples, which is a fact.
Well, I did. I said if you're in an abusive relationship, okay, listen, I don't want to go in circles with you on this because I feel like I've already answered it. You're not addressing what I'm telling you. So I'm gonna say it one more time. Well, I'm gonna say it one more time, and then that'll be it. I'm gonna just tell you to move on because you're just wasting time. So asking the same question. So I'm gonna say once again that a lesbian couple, if they are in an abusive relationship, to leave that relationship. Okay?
All right.
I've already said that.
I hear you, absolutely. No, I got you.
Okay, so there's relationships where that's not the case, and they're perfectly okay, right?
Just like with incest relationships where there's
that's
abuse?
a lot higher prevalency in incest relationships. Like a lot higher.
Well, statistically speaking, due to the fact that there's more lesbian couples than
it's not really like a statistics argument,
couples,
though.
No, it is, because do you agree that there are more lesbian couples in America than incest couples in America?
There's probably more incest couples than lesbians, I'll be honest with you.
What?
Yeah.
Well, are you?
It would not surprise me.
Sorry. I almost forgot the Bible Belt, whatever people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on the Bible Belt.
Right?
They're dating their cousins. They're going crazy. I mean, listen, I recommend against it, but I wouldn't make laws against it. But regarding gay couples, there are already being laws being presented wanting to revoke gay rights. I mean, heck, we have, for example, in the United States, I think it was there was one of the Supreme Court members, Clarence Thomas, who argued to wanting to undo gay people's right to get married. So the difference being is like, okay, do I think having an incestuous relationship, that's weird? Yeah. I don't really argue to take away the rights of gay people, just as I wouldn't really argue to take away the rights of people who are interested in incestuous relationship.
Alrighty then. So why is it though that you claim a man like Charlie Kirk, who never claimed anything that he hated gay people or that he wanted to take away the rights of gay people, you claim that he's a
did that
monster
all the time.
who, what do you say about that?
He did that all the time. What do you mean?
Well, now he can't anymore because of guys like you who perpetrated this idea that he was like a
guys
fascist.
Like me? I didn't. I said he's a stochastic terrorist and a Christo nationalist. But fair enough. Okay, I did call him a Christo fascist as well. He's all of those.
Yeah, literally. Exactly. So you don't think that the guy who shot him saying, "Hey, catch fascists," was encouraged by God? I'm not saying you personally, but I'm just pointing out.
Well, I abide under the strict notion of pacifism, where we don't kill people or hurt people just because we disagree with them. I would exhaust all other options before turning to violence. Violence is only if every single option has been exhausted and there just is no other way.
No other way. So if there was no way to stop Charlie Kirk possible, you think in a situation it'd be fine to kill him?
No other way. What is he doing? He's just talking. That's not enough to stop him.
He's just talking. That's the point.
Yeah, I'm not.
Exactly.
Do you think I argue for his death?
No, I don't think. No, you
I argue for
that,
total pacifism. I don't want death.
I appreciate that.
Death is
I
bad.
appreciate that. That's no, completely. But I am pointing out the fact that if you're calling someone like I'm not saying that you did this, but I'm speaking to the larger like sort of rhetoric and like talking points of the left, that Charlie was like that he was the next Hitler, and they say that he got it coming.
Yeah.
Like, don't you think that these types of messages encourages that kind of violence?
Well, I mean, I could say the very same thing towards Charlie, right? Like, I mean, I would also agree with you that the left should not be doing that. We should be toning down the rhetoric, but like saying things like that the upcoming election will be fought in the streets or that they'll regret this that's a problem, right? Like, and
saying Charlie said that,
and yeah, he did say exactly that. Yes.
Okay, but
like, I'm sorry, like if you say if we don't stop X, right, our country, our species, our freedom will be gone, right? Or that they want to destroy America. I'm sorry, he's a stochastic terrorist. If you have 1 million people listening to that, 2 of them are going to do something about it. That's statistically likely.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. None of them have, because we all know that the left, even
that's again not true.
The left claims that they are the side of nonviolence. However,
yeah,
and
that's
I'm not
correct.
saying that
I'm on the side of nonviolence.
You are on the side of nonviolence. You're correct.
Yes, I am.
You are, but the majority of the left is not.
I have not heard once again a single authoritative body. Even the most extremist, like I think was it you that brought up Hassan?
I didn't bring up Hassan.
Okay, well somebody had brought up Hassan, and then we ended up looking up whether or not he argued for violence. He never did. And it's like, and nobody is arguing for the violence towards Charlie Kirk. Nobody. It just doesn't exist. Yeah. But before we even knew, for example, who the shooter was, for Charlie Kirk, they already said it was the radical left. They already said it was like a trans person. They already said all of these things before we knew anything about him. Dude, you guys are making up a straw man. You guys are literally making up the situation in order to foment violence. And that was very clear by the Trump administration to do so. So I don't know what else to tell you, man. That's what I observe happening. And I myself, as like about as wokey as you can possibly get, am sitting there to argue total pacifism. Huge difference.
That's great, but here's the thing. So George Floyd back in 2020 got shot, and riots ensued for months, and then I
never agreed to the George Floyd riots. I don't believe in the George Floyd riots. I don't like the idea of destroying people's property under the basis of somebody that was wronged, right? Again, I argue for total pacifism, not destroying people's lives or their property or doing any of those things.
First Amender don't, but people
well,
on your side,
if I ever get big enough, I'll keep doing that, and I'll be the model citizen arguing in favor of the left. Okay, I don't have any control over people on the left that argue stochastic terrorism. Stochastic terrorism is wrong. And with that being said, Charlie Kirk himself was personally involved in his own form of stochastic terrorism. And that's the problem that I have. Right. And I hate pretending like, oh, he was this really great guy. He wasn't. He wasn't a good guy. He was a terrible person. He lived his entire life fomenting hate and managed to get hundreds of people to push violently against the left, which can be observed in the amount of violent statistics of right-wing violence versus left-wing violence. I could show you those stats.
One person who got murdered because Charlie Kirk was encouraging violence. Name one person who got killed because of that.
Give me a moment.
You can't.
Give me a moment. Hold on. I have to find this link. I really should have this saved.
I've got all day, man.
Give me a moment. Sorry, just give me a sec. I'll find it. I'm looking. Oh, shoot. Where the heck is the show? I'm so sorry. I should have started the show. Whoops. Hold on. Give me a moment. Starting it late. Woo. Where is it? Come on. Hold on. Hey, can you hear me, Daniel? Nope, he can't hear me. Let me disconnect quietly. Sorry, just give me a quick second, okay?
Or
I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
I don't know if you're talking.
yes.
No, I know you can hear me.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
Discord has this weird glitch that I have to close out Discord and reopen it. It's very annoying. All right, can you hear me, Daniel?
Now I can.
Sorry about
Yes.
that. Got ahead of myself. I was already in the middle of a call, and I was like, "Yeah, the show has started."
Yeah,
and
I was listening to it.
Yeah.
Also, how come the person you're talking to is asking you to name somebody that was killed because of Charlie Kirk's rhetoric, where the person cannot name any left-winger that did that, that ended up in Charlie?
Hold on. I just want to.
Nobody was calling for his death.
Yeah, I just want to see if I can grab that one. There's this one source that I was able to find that I think is relevant to this discussion. So just I need a moment to find it. So just give me a second, okay?
Wonderful.
I really have to bookmark this thing.
Oh yeah.
Where is it? Where did I post it? Where did I post it? Where did I post it? Is that it right there? I think this is it. Hang tight. Ah, yes. And then I can just enter this and then pull up option 3. Show that I am not a robot. Okay.
Are you sure you're not a robot?
It is true. I am not a robot.
God damn it.
So here's a graphic that I will provide here for you. Is the radical left violence really on the rise in America? And if you just scroll down here, you can observe the United States criminal cases involving political violence by ideology. And you will notice that the red is much, much larger than that of the left or even Islamist organizations. And so this idea that it's the left that's fomenting violence, that is indeed not the case. There is levels of left violence, but it's far, far, far below than what you see among the right.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the stance you're going to take, that this one study says that left-wing people do less violence than right-wing people? That's what you're going to base your entire worldview off of?
Well, I mean, you can also look at FBI statistics as well. I mean, this is not make-believe. I'm not making it up
Oh, yeah, the
when I'm
totally
posting this.
unbiased, unfair, undemocratic controlled FBI. How silly of me. They're a great source. Am I right, man?
Democratically controlled FBI?
Yes, they clearly have influence.
Didn't John Bolton just literally get raided by the FBI just recently
And your point
for
being?
going against Donald Trump?
And
then also when they had analyzed FBI statistics regarding who's committing the crime, right-wing violence or left-wing violence, they also quietly removed the report that showed definitively that it's right-wingers causing the violence over left-wingers.
yes, and
This happened under the Trump administration with Trump official appointed cabinet. So the idea that you're saying is just false.
what, that the FBI isn't influenced by Democrats?
Yeah, again, the director of the FBI was appointed by Trump directly. They tried to find a report showing left-wingers were causing the violence, but they found the exact opposite. And when they released that report, they then quietly took it down so that way nobody could read it. They did that in order to protect Donald Trump.
Took it down. How do you know they quietly took it down? What does that even mean?
Yeah, there was a link available. Now it's gone.
Okay, maybe, I don't know, your computer's all wanky or like who the heck knows, First Amender.
Dude,
but I don't want to
maybe, just maybe, do you think, just maybe, who causes more violence? The left or the right?
The right. Oh, sorry, the left.
Oh, wait, he was right for a second.
Freudian slip.
The Freudian slip.
Yes, First Amender, laugh at
all my God.
I misspoke. You said I can't.
Oh my God.
The other day, dude. What
Wait, you were right for like 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, I corrected myself, and now I am truly correct. You're right, First Amender. So can we keep on going, or like what?
Oh my God. I don't know what else to tell you.
The caller is saying that the left is doing more violence. Does the caller have some study?
That we don't need to get hung up on the FBI or whatever like that, or any of that stuff. But the fact is this: how many transgender school shooters have there been over the past few years? There have been 5. Now, how many 5 exactly? That's what I said. So how many alt-right conservatives swinging, waving Trump flags have walked into schools and killed people? Tell me.
Considering that there were over 6,200 total shootings, I would say a lot more than trans people. In fact, one statistic that actually exists that I found recently is that there is actually more toddler shooters than there are trans shooters by a long shot.
Well, yeah, no doubt. Toddlers can use guns. I mean, if they accidentally get a hold of it. So, and there are less trans people than toddlers. That doesn't surprise me.
Okay,
but we're not
I just want to let you know that there are, maybe, just maybe, do you think that perhaps the problem is with the guns, or do you think...
Well, no, the problem is obviously with the people who use the guns.
Should we protect, should we have the Second Amendment?
Okay, so this is the thing that always surprises me, First Amendment.
Should we have the Second Amendment?
How the heck is
No, you're not going to answer the question with another question.
No, I will answer.
Are you in favor of the Second Amendment?
And the Second Amendment.
Are you in favor of the Second Amendment?
Yes, the Second Amendment. I'm just
You're in favor of the Second Amendment. All right.
You call
Should we take away all that? All right. Chill, calm down.
Okay.
All right, so we should have the Second Amendment. Should trans people have access to guns?
Honestly, I'd be open for a debate about that. I've heard some things that
I'm asking you, should trans people have access to guns?
I would lean towards yes, but I've heard arguments that could convince me otherwise. Maybe you'll be the one to convince me that absolutely yes. I literally am agreeing with you. I said yes, they probably should.
The beautiful Second Amendment, right?
Yeah, the beautiful Second Amendment, man. I love it.
Oh my God, dude. Y'all are gorgeous. It's so cute. Dude, so gorgeous.
Completely.
Oh my God. Anyway. Well, you got 2 minutes. I'm going to give you the last word.
Excellent. So, just to wrap it up, you have not been able to convince me, or probably anybody else, that incest, when compared to homosexuality, is by any measure like a worse thing, because we've all heard you say repeatedly you don't have any intentions of banning it. Number one. Number two, you continue to foment, you kept on being Charlie fomented violence against, trans people, or, whatever the heck like that, when the reality is completely the contrary. He did not, sir.
Okay.
He didn't hate gay people. He didn't hate any people like that.
Oh, he didn't hate gay people. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, my God.
No, he hated no one.
He
loved everyone. And that's just a simple fact, First Amendment. You calling him a Christo-nationalist fascist is exactly what people like you who thought about it when they were plotting to kill him. And eventually, one of them, who thought pretty much the exact same way you do, ended up going through with it, man. I'm just pointing that out to you.
I once again would like to reiterate that I argue on the basis of total pacifism, as in not hurting anybody.
Yeah, but not everyone agrees with you, and if you keep on calling people monsters who are trying to end democracy and kill everyone,
I think he's a terrible person. I think he did awful things, and I think he used his platform to foment hatred. Yes. I believe
And
that.
one bad, like, awful thing he did, dude.
But
Name it.
I did. I named multiple. I already
No,
named
like,
multiple. I gotta bring it up again.
No, I just mean, like, name one person who was directly hurt by Kirk and everything he said.
Yeah,
You
all
can't
of the
name it.
right-wing violence that is observable throughout multiple statistic sources in the United States. We can observe these things.
Well,
we just tend to ignore it until we have that one crazy
Kirk
leftist
was
who
just
then
as much
causes violence,
anti-violence
of which
as you.
I don't even argue in favor of.
Charlie was also against violence, dude.
Also,
Like,
I've
he
never
had
heard
the
a single
same-
popular source arguing or fomenting stochastic terrorism. I've never heard it. Never heard it. I've heard every single
Destiny,
leftist arguing
Hassan
against
Piker,
it. Hassan
like-
never did that. Hassan never did that. I actually Googled that and found no credible evidence that he was doing that. Someone said that he did that, and then I decided to Google it, found out actually no, that's not happening at all.
Okay, so Destiny literally went on live on Piers Morgan and said to the entire world that people are going to keep on getting killed. Right-wingers are going to keep on getting killed until something changes and Trump gets out of office. This is all their fault for voting in Trump. That is a violent, insane position, and he's one of the most prominent people
to say
on
not
your
voting
side.
in Trump. That's the violence.
He didn't. He said that it was us, people who voted for Trump. I voted
Daniel,
for Trump. He didn't know.
How dare I vote not Donald Trump? I'm sowing in violence.
So
Vote whoever you want, but the fact is this: Destiny literally said on live that it's because people voted for Trump that Charlie got killed. He thought that he had what he got coming to him, which is an absolute horrible way to look at the world. Charlie never wish ill will on anyone, and you can't give me a single example of him saying.
It was nice talking to you, Rillian. Hopefully next time we'll talk. Bye-bye.
Wait, absolutely.
Oh man, it is just lovely when people don't actually use their brains, to kind of look at reality.
If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I'm a really tidy YouTuber, and I'm always looking out to get, just trying to work, do my thing. So if you like what I have, or maybe you're just here to hate watch me. Arminius says, I started playing Stalker 2. Great game. All right, we got another call. Oh my God. Holy crap. That was 3 calls. You're on the line, First Amender.
How you doing?
Hello. What was your name?
Hey, they've been. My name's Andy. They've been showing your content, and I did subscribe. You mentioned the other day that if you got 1 subscriber, that it was good for you and stuff like that. So
I appreciate that.
At least, yeah. So I mean, because I'm on the other side of the aisle. I'm a conservative now. I was libertarian. I've moved more towards conservative now.
That's wild. I actually used to be a libertarian, so we'll see common ground there.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I think you're doing a lot of your stuff in good faith. I don't know for sure, and we can dig through a couple of things, because a couple of things, just within that last conversation, mental illness. Did people with mental illness have the Second Right Amendment?
Yeah, like me personally, I think that there should be red flag laws, which would include people who have mental illness that leads to violence. Whether or not a person is trans, I don't think that would be the criteria that I would use to take away guns. What I would say is okay, do you have a major depressive disorder? Do you have psychopathic tendency? Are you schizophrenic? These are things that I would probably consider considering to take away a gun. And it would have nothing to do with whether or not somebody is trans.
And so, yeah, I just, that's where, kind of that issue, especially the red flag kind of situation is very interesting because, of what people can say about other people to take away their rights. You know what I mean? It's just very interesting that we're kind of getting on that border of different situations. It's, just like example, Jimmy Kimmel, I think there's a lot of people on the right that it was a very interesting thing, like with what happened with Jimmy Kimmel as far as with the First Amendment. You know, like there was a lot of people, especially the President of the United States, that said, hooray, hooray, that he was getting taken off the air.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of conservatives like that fought back and were like, wait a minute, like, you know.
Yeah.
I think there was also a lot of conservatives that were like, yeah, they did, you know, Jimmy Kimmel said, hey, you know, Tucker lost his job. This person lost, like, oh, boo-hoo. That's what you get for saying what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just very interesting, like with, you know, I believe strongly in the Constitution. Mm-hmm. It's concerning whether, like, the reason why I'm bringing up the Kimball situation is because, you know, free speech is obviously a hallmark, you know, the Second Amendment as well, but I'm concerned about the red flag issues. I'm also concerned about, you know, Google coming out and saying, hey, the Biden administration was telling us who to censor.
Yeah.
You know, and what is your thoughts on those kind of concepts within the Constitution?
Yeah, so like I would say that we need to move in towards like the European model where there are hate speech laws, and the hate speech laws have to be a very high criteria required. The criteria that I would use would be, okay, if the direct usage of that speech results in a very, very antagonistic livelihood, which prevents somebody from living their life as they see fit. That would be the instance of that. I hope that makes any sense.
I mean, that's concerning with me hearing you say that. Like,
yeah,
like because you get on some very shaky ground, like as far as, especially with everybody calling each other fascists, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard this exact argument, and it's effectively like a slippery slope where, you know, you say, okay, well, if this happens, then, you know, then who knows what would happen in terms of like, you know, how someone's speech gets destroyed in the future. And here's the thing, you know, when I look at like European countries and what has resulted in the usage of their hate speech laws, I don't really observe like, oh, it's, you know, turned into 1984 and it's an awful society to live in. If anything, it's our society that's gotten worse, not these European countries that just have, you know, some basic common sense laws regarding hate speech. You know, and so it made me kind of rethink, like, hey, why do we want to do this thing? Like, why do you uphold rights to begin with? I go, well, the reason why we uphold rights is because we believe it leads to better, more consistent outcomes. It makes the world a better place to uphold the rights. That's why we care about the rights. And if it becomes possible where the right doesn't actually result in a better outcome, but actually a worse outcome, do we abide by what the founding fathers had argued, saying that something is an amendment, like in that you amend things when it doesn't fit the world?
Okay, I do understand, but I mean, I'm sure you could look it up right now. I think I saw the other day, and I don't think I'm off, but like I think that like over 30 people a day right now in the UK are being arrested for stuff that they put online. You know, like, you know, people are coming to their house.
But here's the thing, right? Like it's like the types of things that get taken down and you get arrested for, right? We're not talking like it's usually results in a fine. That's like 99 out of the 100. And for like the really extreme case scenarios, you know, it's like no more than a year in jail. And that's maximum is the year in jail. Again, like there's this idea that it's like, hey, it results in these really awful outcomes. And it's like, but that's the thing, right? There's hate speech laws in New Zealand, Australia, Canada, most European countries. And it's like, I don't see how it turns into like this, like 1984 hellhole. Like all of these countries are places people want to live, not want to live.
Okay. I mean, my point again is it's just the shoe gets to be put on the other foot. You know, especially like a lot of Congress people or some people like this calling Trump fascist, that could end up being where that's considered hate speech, consider that you're calling for this person to be killed or whatever, and people could start going to jail in our country.
I get your argument, and to be fair, I was kind of in your boat a little while back until I decided that I was going to visit the Netherlands. And when I visited the Netherlands, I realized just really kind of how like America-centric my worldview was, and that it is entirely possible to live a much higher quality of living standard than what we're living today, and a more stable one at that.
I mean, and that is fine. It is just you're making people be quiet about their views. Or, I mean, you're just going to shut people up. Like, that's part of...
Yes. Well, that's the point, is that, like, you basically make it not normal to say openly espouse a hate speech that makes it an antagonistic environment for other people. Like if you're marching around, for example, with a bunch of Nazi flags and slogans and saying Jews will not replace us, walking down a street, that's an incredibly antagonistic environment. People can't actually enjoy their basic livelihood when that's going on. And when it's out in the open, what happens is that it actually foments more hate, because there are other people that end up feeling vindicated that it's effectively normal, that kind of speech. The way that Germany was capable of de-radicalizing themselves is, I mean, it was a forced re-education among all people that are members of the Nazi Party. They removed anything that it was even remotely considered Nazi paraphernalia. They destroyed all of that. They they made it illegal effectively to be a Nazi. They were like, okay, no, if you are a Nazi, you're going to jail. If we find out you're a Nazi and if you start meeting up together, you go to jail. And the end result was, they're not a Nazi country anymore. And the level of hate that is exhibited in Germany is not the same level of hate that we're exhibiting right now in the United States.
Okay, where are you talking about, like Charlottesville, like as far as Jews will not replace us? Or are you bringing up something more recent that I don't know about?
Oh, just in the United States. There's lots of Nazi rallies. Heck, there was some Nazi rallies just nearby my hometown.
Okay.
They're all over the United States. It's not just
okay.
where I'm from.
Okay, so I know, I studied a little bit of film and did some film classes where they talked about the German, situation in the movie industry in Germany and stuff like that during World War II. Mm-hmm. They're eradicating that, like the re-education. Is there concern, like as far as like within the United States, like, could that go into even, religious contexts as far as like re-education, as far as, what is considered far-right Christian groups or this or that? Like, we're not talking about re-education in that kind of regard, right?
Well, yeah, when I'm looking at like far right Christian groups, like, I don't think like you just being a Christian in and of itself is like a warrant for like, hey, we need to send these people to re-education. And I'm not even arguing for re-education in general in the United States. I don't think we're at that level where it requires that. I just think that we need to reconsider in what is considered in normal, polite society. And I think espousing, Nazi propaganda or fascist propaganda, I think is super harmful. And I think it will destroy the United States as we know it, should we keep going down this road. We have to stop it.
As I said, I just think that's a broad stroke. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, a lot of people get brought in when you start, for example, like what was going on with Tommy Robinson as far as, how many people did they draw to that, in the UK? I mean, it sounds like at least in seeing the streets was over 1 million people. Mm-hmm. Like what is your thoughts on all those people coming to that rally. And
which rally was it?
What is that?
What rally was it again? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Tommy Robinson.
Okay.
Okay. Did you not see about this like
Nope.
less than a week ago or like 2 weeks ago now?
Nope.
Like there was somewhere between 1 million and 3 million people that went onto the streets of the UK.
Okay. Yeah. I did not hear about it.
Okay, it's pretty surprising. I mean, this was huge. At least, obviously, it's not in the United States, but the streets to watch how many people were there because they're concerned about the migration crisis that's happening, in that part of the world.
Yeah.
It was never like close to 1 million.
Millions of people showed up. I mean, obviously,
I'm seeing it's about 100.
It was a bit more than 100,000.
I thought it was 125,000 or 150 up to 150,000. Wasn't 1 million.
That's okay. I mean, but if that's the thing, like the media kind of put out. But if you actually watch,
I mean, it's the BBC, man. I don't really have a reason to question the BBC. See, this is the thing, man. Like, this is a reputable source, right? If it's 1 million, they're going to tell you it's 1 million.
Okay, so that's the exact point that I wanted to really get to as far as the meat and the potatoes that I called you about. Because this is going to switch
like I said,
over
like I said, I just think that the reason why you uphold rights is because it leads to better outcomes to do so. Otherwise, you wouldn't want that right, right? Like, say, for example, like, do you have a right to own a slave? Well, I mean, back then there was kind of like arguments to be made for that. But like, I mean, honestly, when we looked at the outcomes, it was really, really bad. And it's like, it was pretty untenable, like, to own another person as property, right? Just like logically. And so what we did is that we made rights that say, you can't do that anymore. No more doing that. You're not allowed. And that's why we have they're called amendments. That's why it works that way. Does that make sense?
I mean, dude, I understand. Like, obviously, a lot of places around the world still have slaves. Like, obviously.
Well, we have slaves in the United States, believe it or not.
I agree 100%. It's called the prison system.
Yes, exactly. Good.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Good.
They're like, that comes from our libertarian, both of us, kind of background as far as that. Like, but
wait, they're privatized. Don't you like the private prison?
I mean, I'm with you. I understand.
I'll make you question. I'll make you question your every single one of your libertarian views. I've thought about it a lot. I really have.
I've gone conservative now more than libertarian because I think the libertarians
went the wrong direction. No.
I think they've had a hostile takeover of the libertarian. Like, I'm a Dave Smith libertarian.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, you don't sound like a bad person, which is good. I like to see people on the right who are not like, I don't know, like complete sociopaths that want to, like, I don't know, just destroy society as we know it. And they are literal accelerationists on it,
No, I mean, dude, as I said, I'm a good faith person, and I'm taking you a good faith from the stuff I've heard. Like, I don't know why my algorithm is showed you all of a sudden, but I'm getting to listen.
That's
to you
great.
Have some different
I'm super happy to see that. I hope. I don't know. Hopefully it grows. Hopefully.
Yeah, and I think it will.
I'm so little.
I think it's so far in good faith. I do have a good question for you. This is the meat and the potatoes of what I want to call you about.
Okay, go ahead.
What is your feeling as far as the storyline the FBI is putting out about the Charlie Kirk actually, whether you want to call it murder, assassination, whatever words you want to put behind it, are you buying, like you just said, like I think the BBC is a credible source.
Yeah.
Are you buying what the storyline that the FBI is putting out as a credible source?
Yeah.
As far as
I am.
Okay.
I have no reason to doubt it.
There's a lot of holes in it, man.
I'll hear it out. What did you find?
Well, I mean, just them showing the guy jumping off the roof and with different people talking about like the amount of times that it takes to like break down that rifle. Like he would have had to, like he didn't throw the rifle off the roof. The FBI storyline is that there was a screwdriver on the top of the roof, and it sounds like that he possibly broke the rifle down, had it in his backpack, and possibly down his pants, is what they're trying to say.
The kid explained in the texts that he managed to hide his dad's rifle or his grandfather's rifle in the woods.
Yeah, he hid it in the woods.
Yeah.
The point being is the video that they're showing of him jumping off the roof.
I don't know actually how he got down off of the roof and onto I don't know how he did that.
Well,
he may have just gone down some stairs. Like, I don't know.
No, there's video of him. No, there's 100% video of him jumping off the roof.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, so they've released video of him jumping off the roof.
Mm-hmm.
The storyline goes that he disassembled the rifle, jumped off the roof,
mm-hmm.
reassembled the rifle, and changed clothes, and left it in a bush.
Okay.
So the crazy thing to watch the video of him running across.
Can I look this up so I can show the rest of everybody? Here, let me see here if I can find. Charlie Kirk shooter, jumping off roof.
Off roof. Yeah. Show.
All right.
It just.
I'll try. I'm gonna have this muted, so hopefully.
No problem. Nope.
Yeah, hang tight. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, there's no talking in it. It's just him running across the roof.
So let's see here. So we've got what appears to be, Charlie. Yeah, I saw the beginning of this video, not the whole video, but let's take a look here. All right, so he's running. That is he's gonna jump off this roof, bro. Hold on. What does he do? All right, he's like climbing down, climbing. Yeah, it looks like that there's a secondary. Wow, look at that. That's wild. Oh my God, that's one heck of a jump. Ooh, that had to hurt. Oh my God, that had to hurt. He was limping. Okay, so what about it?
He should have that rifle right there, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's got it. He's got it stowed away in his backpack.
Okay, that's obvious. Okay.
I mean, I could see it. You could see the shape of the rifle.
Okay, so you think that he just shoved the barrel down in his rifle and he has?
I could see it. I could see the shape of it.
So you think the whole rifle is still put together?
I don't know if the whole rifle is put together. I mean, he could have taken one part off and it would have been, but it's long enough. It looks long enough to where, it's plausible. Why not?
Okay. I mean,
I can see it.
I think there's like holes, like with this one person saying, I did it, take me in,
Yeah. Well, I think it was his dad that told him to turn it in. And there's also text messages confirmed between their roommate, who he was in a relationship with and who was also trans.
Mm-hmm.
And
that Discord said that conversation did not happen.
Discord doesn't release information. Discord is just people just talking online.
Right, but I'm saying that Discord is these conversations were happening on Discord. These weren't.
No, they found no credible evidence that he actually spoke anything regarding politics on Discord. He was mostly just hanging out with his friends playing video games.
Okay,
there were independent investigations on this, and Discord did go out of their way to try to find information. And they were able to find a total of like 5 political posts out of the several years he'd been on Discord. So it's very, very, very little, if any at all.
Where do you think? Okay, so these messages that the FBI released, You're saying you think they're text messages?
Yeah, the message is
from each
released.
other?
The messages released were text messages happening between the roommate and the shooter.
Okay.
And
So the
I'll
thing
go ahead
is-
and read it for you. I mean, I don't know if you have you.
I know
It's not
all
long.
of it. Hey, my love. Like, there's people that are talking about, like, joking online, saying, you know, first of all, he's saying that there's a vehicle besides where the bush is, and people are like, who his age calls it a vehicle?
So
you know what I mean? Like,
I see what you're
Like-
saying, but I mean, it's totally like, first of all, this kid is not stupid, right? Really smart kid, right? We already know that, right? He was straight A's, you know, like he was like top of his class, very, very intelligent.
yeah.
So I'll go ahead and just share this. I mean, it's possible, totally possible that. So Robinson, drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard. When the roommate looked under the keyboard, there was a note that allegedly read, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it."
What?
Roommate says, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson says, "I'm still okay, my love, but I am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I got to grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret until I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you." You weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson says, "I am. I'm sorry." The roommate said, "I thought they caught the person." Robinson says, "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I'd planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering." Why? Why did I do it? Yeah, Robinson says, "I had enough of this hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out." Robinson said, "If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it." Roommate says, "How long have you been planning this?" Robinson says, "A bit over the week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked to the right by it. I think they already swept that
Who
spot, but
says
I don't
a
want to chance it."
squad car?
What?
Who says a squad car? Also, this
Why
sounds
not?
like I'm just okay.
I would
I'm
say
pointing
squad
out-
car.
You wouldn't say that there's a cop, you know, like.
I mean,
okay,
sometimes,
okay, go on.
listen, I mean, sometimes I use some big vernacular at times if I have, yeah, I mean, just
Okay.
sometimes I just do. It
I mean,
depends
he's
on the person.
admitting
Like,
everything. Now, supposedly, they took the pictures off this guy's phone as far as how they got this conversation.
yeah. So is it Robin?
That's what we're told.
So Robin says, but I don't want to chance it. I'm wishing that I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got in my vehicle. I'm worried that my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. IDEK, I don't know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope that they don't find prints. How the expletive? Well, I explained losing it to my old man. Sorry. Hold on.
That's all good.
Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The expletive messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices bulge woo on Fox News, might have to stroke all right. I'm going to leave it. That really expletive sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think that was like a 2K scope. And then he's got a crying emoji. Robinson says, delete this exchange. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds are releasing a photo of the rifle. It is very unique. He's calling me right now. Not answering. Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm going to turn myself in willingly. Hopefully one of my neighbors here is a deputy of the sheriff. You're all I worry about, love. Roommate says, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson says, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of things that, you know, the problem with that, like obviously, those text messages or whatever they were, I don't know for sure that these were actual text messages.
Yeah.
they obviously are over a long period of time. Like he didn't once he's starting to talk about turning himself in, that's a day later, 33 hours later to be precise, from what Cash Patel said. You know what I mean? So obviously, he's
wow. You put a lot of trust into Cash Patel. Woo!
No, I'm saying
I want to trust that guy as far as I could throw him.
Okay, so the thing is that's what I said from the beginning of this.
Yeah, you have doubt into Cash Patel.
You are taking the FBI.
All right, okay, so yeah, well, I am, because I don't have any other like hypothesis to kind of like argue against it. But hey, I'm willing to hear your hypothesis. I'll give you 2 minutes, and then we got to move on.
I think the FBI is, and even Cash Patel is like gone back and said, hey, we're going to look into this if there was other people involved. Like, I do not believe what the FBI is trying to pitch. I think this guy is a patsy, just like Oswald. I don't think this guy took the shot. Like, they want to tell us Christians to believe that a 30-06 was stopped by this guy's neck bone, that he had a neck bone of steel. And, like, the one thing that I would like to tell people, like, as far as if this guy was shooting a rifle with a 30-06 round, I've talked to different people. I don't know much about guns. I believe in the Second Amendment, but I don't think personally I will ever own a gun. I'm more concerned about me having one than not. But I believe in the right to be able to have one.
Okay.
But my point being is, from everything I've heard, like, the power of how powerful that bullet is, that even if for some reason his neck did stop this, and the autopsy person that put out this report that it's a miracle that it didn't go through his neck, how he sat in his seat and didn't get thrown back out of his seat, like, it sounds kind of, it doesn't sound
his body did not take the full force. The bullet was behind. So that's kind of.
There was no exit wound. The wound.
No. The exit wound is the entrance wound. It blasted open. It did not take the full brunt and then stop the. It did not stop that shot. The shot continued going. It's all one wound.
Neck.
Yeah, on his neck. Yes,
Yeah.
it exploded the entire half of his neck.
His neck. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the point being is, like, the bullet got stopped by his neck. It stayed in his body, right? We know there's not an exit wound from what they're telling us, right?
No, it's all one wound. But it didn't get stopped by the neck. It went behind it.
No, it's obvious. There's no way it went behind the autopsy guy that reported this said that his neck must have been made of steel. This is a miracle that it stopped the bullet. Like, that's what the official autopsy reporter, like, this is the report of the autopsy, that this is a miracle, that this should have blown out the back. Like, there was no exit wound, and the type of bullet we're talking about, like, blows through a moose. Like, this is a very, very powerful bullet, a very powerful bullet.
Okay.
So,
I'd have to look more into it.
Okay, but anyway, man, this is already over 30 minutes. You like to keep people at 30 minutes, but
yep.
Hey, it was a good faith conversation.
I do appreciate the conversation. I do hope you call back in, right? Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, because
we do. So you gotta listen. Besides also talking, I told you at the very beginning of this conversation. Yeah. I heard you say that from your last calls that, hey, I want one subscriber. And I did subscribe to you.
I appreciate that. So, you have a great day.
All right, go make it happen. I'm proud of what you're doing. Keep it up.
Thank you.
And we'll talk again, maybe.
Yeah, I'm doing what Charlie Kirk does, but in a woke liberally way.
We'll have more libertarian. I look forward to talking about the libertarians and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
In the future.
Absolutely. You have a great day.
I'll talk to you then.
Bye. We are taking calls 202-998-5218. Call in.
That was very civil.
That was civil. You're on the line with First Amender.
How you doing, First?
Hey, how you doing? Who's calling? Is this AWOL?
AWOL.
AWOL.
Can you hear me clearly?
I can, AWOL.
Please.
Go ahead.
All right. So,
what do you want to talk about?
well, last time we spoke, you told me you were going to do a little bit of research on Charlie Kirk and watch a couple of debates.
Yes, I have not yet. I will let you know, though. I am going to. I just haven't had the time to. I apologize.
Oh, okay. Because you have all these strong opinions.
I will. I'll spend the time. I'll let you know. We will do it. Don't worry. I'll give it several hours. I will listen to it, dude. I really will.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly. Is it, I almost say sarcastic, sporadic terrorism?
Stochastic.
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 Mm-hmm.
Okay, close enough. First Amender, can you give me a quick rundown of the main traits of that?
Of stochastic terrorism?
Yes, please.
Okay. You're gonna have to wait a little bit while I come up with it. Like you said, you didn't want the definition. You wanted the factors that I would consider, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So,
well, just so it doesn't catch you by surprise, I'm having you look this up because I'm going to accuse you of the exact same things that you're accusing Charlie Kirk of.
Okay.
In my opinion, by what you defined, you do those exact same things.
Okay. Sorry.
No, take your time. This should also give you time to think of your defenses. You're going to need them.
Okay. So, all right. So number one, you have to identify a group, right? You have to demonize that group of people, whatever it is, demonize them, right? Make them not human, turn them into villains. Number two, you have to amplify with enough people. There has to be mass communication involved. Simply you talking to 1, 10, hell, even 20 people is not going to do anything. You would need a million people, 100,000 people, a lot of people to do it. This results in...
Stop. Hold on a moment. So you're putting a number limit on how much influence a person can have?
Cosmic says ChatGPT. No, that was not ChatGPT. I wrote down if you want, bro, look, I swear to God, these people, they accuse me of ChatGPT. That was not ChatGPT. This here, just for fun, right? So you could see for yourself that it's my, I'm typing. That's Notepad. Do you not see Notepad? Okay. It's not, it's me thinking about it, right? It turns out me at 36, who didn't have ChatGPT my entire life, can still think. Amazing. Okay. Anyway, so, all right. Yes. So amplification with enough people. It requires mass communication for it to work.
Okay. Fair enough.
Otherwise it just doesn't work. And so, what that leads to, if you have enough people, is that it leads to what would be a statistically unpredictable thing becoming a predictable thing. Somebody's desire to act upon it, right?
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. You only gave me really 2 traits. So you said demonizing the other parties and the amount of people. What else is there to it?
Yeah. And so then it also leaves a level of innocence due to the First Amendment. So like you basically have to code it in a way that doesn't argue for violence directly, but it with the complication of the demonization of the group, amplifying it with enough people, making the statistically unpredictable outcome lead to a predictable outcome. You are left innocent because you're not the one acting upon it. You just inspired other people to act upon it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So should I start my first accusation?
Sure.
Okay, cool beans. Don't you demonize certain people yourself?
Yes.
Okay, so I would say the Andrew Tate crowd, the
yes.
Andrew Wilson crowd.
Yes.
Republicans in general.
Yes.
Intolerable people, racist.
Yes.
Sexist.
Yes.
So that's a pretty long laundry list there, right?
It sure is. Couldn't agree with you more.
So, all right, so you do fit that particular category, right?
I would. Well, so here's the problem, right? I fit these categories. Well, the one thing is I don't have the mass communication on my side, but let's assume that I have millions of people listening to me. Okay. If millions of people were listening to me, right, the way that I would argue this is I would emphasize, and I think it's like relatively recently that I've been, kind of mulling over this idea, and you tell me how you feel about it. I think I'm at the point where I'm now arguing effectively for total pacifism. As in, you at no point, and nobody listening to my channel should ever consider violence or the speeches that I make to foment violence. Violence, in my eyes, is never the answer. I will come up with every single possible reason to not have violence. The only instance where violence would even be remotely acceptable is every single option has been completely exhausted and nothing else can be done. Right? I would rather... Go ahead.
Sorry, I would agree with that. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think if I operate on that principle, and if I tell people that that's how I feel, and that's how my followers should feel, knowing that I have millions of people listening, if there ever is, that would be amazing. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be amazing.
It would be
the idea of that just makes me so giddy. I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. I get giddy thinking about that. Okay. Well, if that was the case, I think I would argue my arguments of total pacifism, right? I don't even like to fight, right? Like the idea of somebody punching me, like a lot of people's response is to punch back. I'm just running. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to run you over with a car. Even if I had a gun, I wouldn't aim the gun at all to get you to stop. I would just run. Seriously. Like, and I think I have a duty to run. And may I just say, I'm a very fast runner. I will run faster than you.
Oh, well,
I'm a little squirrely boy. I'm leaving. I turn that corner. I'll be like, look, a bird. I'm gone, dude. You just punched me. I'm gone, dude. I left.
I believe everything said. In a way, that's kind of commendable, but first, you also have to be able to defend yourself, too. But that goes back to the conversation.
No, see, that's the thing, man. I don't want to do that. I don't want to defend I just want to leave. I don't want to. And then other people's like, well, what if you have kids? Yeah, I grab the kids and I leave. What? What who do you think I am? You think I'm like you think I'm John Wick? You think I'm Rambo? Look at me. Do I look like Rambo to you? I'm leaving. You made me cry. I just want to have a tea and sit there in the corner with a blanket.
Okay, I get what's happening here. You're deflecting me because you're getting cooked in this debate.
I am not getting cooked. Bro, I just argued for total pacifism.
Okay, yes, you did. But let's back it up for a second. you said that the first critique of it was the whole demonizing of people, and you say that you do that yourself, right?
Yes.
The part
Yes,
of it
I
was
think we
you
should
said
call
that-
people out for what they do. Yes.
Yes. The second part of it was the numbers game, and that's where I don't agree with you. You say for this to actually fit, the person has to have at least 1 million followers.
A large amount. I just threw that number out arbitrarily, but I think like what you need to have is effectively the statistically improbable action of that somebody would act based on what you have said. If you have enough people, it makes the statistically improbable statistically probable. Maybe it's possible that somebody could be led to a violent action with 100,000 people listening. Maybe it's possible that the statistically probable action would lead with 1 million people. I mean, it's kind of like the Nigerian prince, give me money scam, and they tell you like they're not sending that just to you. They're sending that to 1 million other people. And out of 1 million people, they get 2 people. Like nobody's going to fall for it except those 2 people. And it's like very statistically improbable, but eventually leads to a probable action with enough.
Okay. The thing that I'll push back on that is last time we spoke, I said to you that somebody on TikTok could only have 100 followers. But if they go viral or anything along those lines, thousands of people see their thoughts.
Yeah, I mean,
so it doesn't matter.
Well, I think
it doesn't matter
if you're
their audience.
Yeah, okay, so if you're saying something that leads people to violence, and, you had that 1 million people listening, that would be stochastic terrorism. Yeah, you are fomenting hate and destruction on your society. Yeah.
Okay, so we're quibbling over the numbers, but what I'm saying is I don't think those numbers matter because if the right person, right, let's change that. If the wrong person hears your message, it doesn't matter how many other people, just the one person who decides to pull the trigger, correct?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Earlier, when you were talking to the young guy, who is always amusing to listen to, by the way.
You think he should be the video of the week?
Huh?
You think he should be the video of the week?
Not if I'm on here. But, but look, earlier, when you were talking to him, you were talking about Charlie Kirk, and you were defending the same point. Let me see if I have it right. You said that Charlie Kirk would say things like, if we don't stop X, we'll lose our freedoms, or our freedoms will be gone, something along those lines.
Yeah.
All right, and you were using that as an example of the type of language he used, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I use your language and what you say things such as, trans people they just want to live, and everyone wants to oppress us and suppress us and kill us. Almost every one of your debates, you use the word oppress more than 50 times.
Oh, yeah.
So someone
because
listening
they do.
to that, isn't that... Well, you're implying that something needs to change, correct?
Hell yeah, something needs to change. We need to change our laws. We need to stop discriminating against trans people. Yeah, heck yeah. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Amber Alert. Go away, Amber Alert. Sorry.
Wow, you are callous, man. You should at least look at it and see if the kid's in your area or not.
They're nowhere close. I looked at it. Did you not? I looked at it.
Well, no, I wasn't, but I just heard you say go away, Amber Alert.
Yeah.
Back to it. So Charlie Kirk's statement that if we don't do this, we're going to lose our freedoms. How's that any different than you saying if we don't do this, we're going to be oppressed or suppressed longer?
Well, but like I argue for like changing laws, not like going after them.
Not. Well, when did he say go after someone?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the point of stochastic terrorism, is that it offers you that plausible deniability. That's how that works.
Okay, so
that's how it works.
Isn't it giving you that same caveat? Don't you have that same plausibility?
No.
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 Oh, because you mean well.
Even better.
Okay.
I want what's best for everybody, left and right wingers. I want everybody to live. Well, if you want to live your weird tradcon life, hey, that's not my life. But hey, if you want to live that tradcon life, more power to you. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, go live the tradcon life. I wouldn't want to make laws that prevent somebody from living out a tradcon life. Go do your tradcon thing. It's fine. Go do it. It's okay.
So
I'm not mad.
So wait. What law was Charlie Kirk pushing that would have suppressed you?
What law that Charlie Kirk put? Well, considering that he had consistently pushed against trans people, yeah, I would say that there would be a lot of laws. Yeah.
But wait. Pushed against trans people doesn't mean which laws he pushed against. Tell me which ones. Don't speak in general.
Do I got to pull it up? Like, do I really got to pull it up? I feel like that I could easily find that.
You have all these opinions about him suppressing
I don't
you
got
under
to pull
the
that
law.
up, right? Like, we know that he'd said lots of that, right?
We already know what you're going to do. You pull up something vague.
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up. Like, I just pull up the information.
Yeah, okay. Well, you go ahead and do that. While you do that, I'd also mention earlier when you were talking to the young boy, you said that Charlie Kirk directly caused some deaths, and then you went to look it up. But what you looked up was a general survey about violence on the left and the right.
There's no evidence that showed that he directly did it. No.
No, there isn't, but you said that earlier. If you go back and you look, and that's what he asked you about. That's what he asked
and I
you to look up.
I didn't have it. Fair enough. Grant it.
Okay,
I'll grant that.
You can,
see how I grant
right.
defeat?
Yes, that was good first. I got faith in you. I haven't lost faith in you. I just think you're wrong a lot.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm right a lot.
So are you,
right all the time.
Are you still looking it up?
Look at what up? I'm not looking anything up. I'm playing my game. Do you not see me managing my inventory in Stalker 2?
I told you looking at the screen, but you know what? I can go on to the next one then. And another thing you said with Charlie Kirk was that, they won't listen to reason. You know that part where you're saying that Charlie Kirk would say things like, they won't listen to reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you yourself not say numerous times during a broadcast, I can have numerous sources. I can give them all the facts, and it will never matter to these people. They just won't listen to me.
That's true. Very true.
Okay, again, so how is your statement any different than Charlie Kirk's? How is his inflammatory, but yours isn't?
Well, because it's like more of like the level it's at, right? Where you're saying like that they won't listen to. Yeah, I mean, it's like they literally argue their Christo-fascist laws, whereas like I don't argue for any laws to live out your whatever Christo-fascist livelihood, whatever you want to do. Like,
why don't you stop taking the conversation, man? Like, can you speak in terms that don't have to add Christo-fascist? I mean, like, seriously, speak like a regular person at some times. Just say that this is what they said, not shading everything.
Like, let me help you out, okay? Like, a Christo-fascist is just, all it means is that you have Christian fundamentalism with fascist principles. It usually results in things like a theocracy. It's basically a theocracy. Yeah, forcing people against secularism, but instead in laws that it's basically indistinguishable from, say, Sharia law, except it's Christian.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So, First Amender, do you at any point think that you might change your point of view on some of the things that Charlie Kirk said after you actually watched the debate?
Maybe. It's possible.
Okay, fair enough. How much longer we got on the clock?
You got 12 minutes.
12 minutes. Okay, then I want to switch just a little bit. Earlier, again, when you were talking to someone, it popped in my head that you are one of those people. I think that your need for giving people extra choice could actually lead to bad outcomes, such as like a lot of things that me and you disagree on. I have problems with promiscuity. Mm-hmm. I have problems with pornography, sex work, things of that nature. And you say that these things are okay because people need to be able to choose. Mm-hmm. And your main point against that is always the way people are treated by society when they make these choices. Yes. Don't you think that it's easier for someone to change their personal behavior than for society to change around their behavior?
No, because I think like if you live in just an antagonistic society like that, it leads to worse outcomes than to just leave them be.
Well, again, there's your wording. It's an antagonistic society.
Yeah,
We
yeah. So
all
like
live.
antagonistic, where you like want like people are hostile towards people living that livelihood. I would fight against that under my clauses of total pacifism. Just leave them alone. What are you
Okay.
doing?
Well, that's the problem. Okay. Ooh, you know what? That rung my memory. You had that little crazy conversation about incest. At one point, you said that you wouldn't produce a law against that,
Yeah.
but you would frown upon.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just, I think it leads to negative outcomes. Yeah.
Do you think that's like morally decrepit, though?
No.
So where do
I
you
just think
toe
it
the
leads to
line
negative
at?
outcomes. Well, whether
So
or
the
not something
line is-
leads to negative outcomes. That's my line. Because the negative outcome's so great, like I imagine two societies, one with and one without, and then come to a determination based on that, usually on the basis of like actual studies and understanding of how the world is. Countries where they, whatever that is illegal. It's quite often you can find countries where that is, and you can see the outcomes.
So, and what outcome is incest and inbreeding not going to lead to negative outcomes?
He presented a hypothetical, and I was just engaging in the hypothetical, but most outcomes, no, it's very negative, extremely terrible.
Okay.
Even.
Well, I know that you don't believe in incest, but what I'm saying is your general demeanor is like, again, I think that's like the same thing for when we were talking about women entering the porn industry. Although you'll say that it's a horrible machine that messes women up, you'll also say it's their choice, and we shouldn't try to stop them from doing that. Don't you see how there's a contradiction there if you really do care about their well-being?
Well, no, I would just add for additional protections for those women, right? So that way they don't have to deal with that, right?
Well, we can't protect
workplace
them from
regulations and unions and all that good stuff. So that way people don't have to undergo abuse as a result of their industry. There's lots of industries that involve abuse of your body that are often ignored by at-will states because they're at will as opposed to a union state. So like this is just a problem with like workplace relations and worker
Well, no,
rights.
because most of the things that we were going back about were the social issues and stigmatas involved with it.
Yeah, well, then I would argue against the problem. Like I would ask, why do we hate, that particular thing? Sex is quite normal among people. Like, what's the problem with people wanting to sell their bodies? Like, if they want to do that, go do it. Who cares?
Quite normal.
It's not. Does that bother you?
Living.
In fact, if anything, we should respect the women that decide to go through with that, right, and not look down upon them. We should look at that as like I don't see it as any different from like a plumber or an electrician. They're providing a service with their body, and we pay them for the service with their body.
I think that a plumber or an electrician would slap you for saying that, but then you could run away.
Probably, but yeah, I would run away. I don't like fighting.
Like, no, seriously, why would you sex work on the same level as a plumber? Like, come
yeah,
on,
because
man. Like,
you're using your body. Like when I think about it, like what it means to make money, is it like doing like trades work? I look at it in terms of okay, well, you have individuals who they enter into a contractual obligation to perform a service with their body. They pour the energy of their body into their labor, and then you pay them. And so I look at that as very similar to prostitutes. Prostitutes do that very same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Are we just ignoring social stigmatas?
Well, yes. I mean, if it implies social stigma to it, then yeah, obviously prostitution is very different. But I'm saying we should remove those. I think it leads to negative outcomes to have those. In fact, there are areas where it's tightly regulated, and the women are openly respected. I mean, I love bringing up the Netherlands because they're so good at this, man. I mean, they really just made a really good system, And there are prostitutes who sell their sex legally, protected, and they have worker rights, right? They are people just like everybody else. And I think sex work is real work. And I believe that women should be respected. Just because they decide to go into sex work doesn't mean that they're of less import than a plumber or an electrician.
Well, okay, wait. First of all, let's talk in normal people views for a moment. Are you more likely are you more likely to depend on the electrician or the local?
I don't know. It depends. Like me, I don't. Let me just be honest with you. I'm way too much of a little bitch to like buy a prostitute. Like I'm not gonna do. Like I'm not. Like listen. Like they're just sitting there. I'm there in the Netherlands, and I wanted to see the red light district, not because I was buying anything, but I just wanted to see it for myself. Right? I'm there. I'm in Amsterdam. I need to see it. Yeah. Right? So I show up. You know, and there's a lot of very attractive women dressed scantily clad in windows that are, you know, red light district, of course. And, you know, they're slightly opening the window and they're like, you know, with the finger. And I'm just like, whoa, my goodness.
Okay, this might be too personal of a question, but like, were these female prostitutes or male, or were they female appearing?
Female.
Like
they were. I did not see a single male prostitute. Not a single one.
I guess because they didn't want to get into that line of work, maybe.
Yeah. Well, again, it's up to the individual. I don't have an issue with if somebody wants to be a male prostitute, female prostitute. I think they should be respected just like everyone else.
Well, taking a quick step back. You were saying that we need to change society so that there's no stigma on it anymore.
Yeah, man.
But the problem with that is, like, the majority of the U.S. is still religious in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I don't
correct?
like that portion of the religion. I think it's bad.
Of course. So for your vision to
we just kind of like looked at
specific
portions of religion, and we just like rejected it. Like, take for example. I don't know a single Christian that refrains from eating shellfish.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like or like wears like different like fabrics of linen and cloth and polyester or whatever. Like they don't follow these rules. Like they just kind of pick and choose what they believe, and that's the end of that. They don't really like, you know, actually believe in the full thing. So it's like. We look at prostitutes like negative. If anything, I could probably find arguments that Jesus loved prostitutes. In fact, those are the people that followed Jesus Christ.
Well, see, it's kind of funny you speaking about Jesus Christ with your feelings of religion. But the thing was that he would try to move them away from that, as opposed to someone who would push them.
He actually didn't force them away from it.
I didn't say force. I said he would lead them away.
Yeah, well, he led them and didn't force them to do anything. I'm just saying, like, prostitution and Christianity, they can go hand in hand. Just depends on what perspective you take. And there's also the fact that, again, we just don't kind of pick and choose what we end up believing.
Well, of course we do get to choose. Once you become an adult, you make your decisions on your own.
Yeah, like we don't... Do you like shellfish?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I ignored you because you had stopped my whole question, so I just heard you say blah 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 shellfish.
Do you like shellfish?
No.
You don't like shellfish?
Oh, stop deflecting.
Do you ever wear different linens?
Oh my God.
I was just curious.
Sure, first, where are you going with this, man? I'll indulge.
Do you wear different
where are you
linens? Going? Or do you make sure that they're always the same? Cotton with the cotton and the...
Oh my God, what is your point, sir?
I'm asking you, do you?
Yeah, sure, why?
Okay, so you kind of pick and choose what portions of the religion that you follow.
Okay, well, most religions still frown upon... Because
you're an adult and you can choose, right?
Most religions frown upon debauchery. Okay, and so again, going back to...
but it's like, I just think it's silly to follow something that you can't empirically show to exist.
Babbling. Stop it.
I'm not babbling. I'm saying you can't show it to exist. Why should I follow a thing that I can't show exists?
Okay, so as I was saying, if you want to change society and change how people view pornography, you would probably have to get rid of religion, which, let's be honest, that's kind of one of your end goals.
I don't want to get rid of religion. You can be religious if you want. No, I just don't want you to. I just don't want religious people to have control of to make control of government or make laws on the basis of their religion. That's all. You could be religious.
just
Go be
saying-
a Buddhist. Go be a Muslim. Go be Christian. I abide by my laws of total pacifism. I love it. Right? You go ahead. Be Christian. Go do your thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to stop religion.
I have a question about your total passive. God, I can't say
Pacifism.
that word. Yeah, I know I can actually say it, but it kind of like hurts my spine to say it. It weakens it. But like people like you, here's the problem with that point of view. You're going to always depend on somebody else to come save you.
No.
Somebody's always
You
going to have
save
to
me?
risk their physical well-being
I don't
to
need you to save
protect
me.
you. Well, wait, stop now. If
No,
someone's
no.
slapping
I'm
you
just
around,
really, really fast at running and turning corners.
yeah, okay, all right.
I am.
That's a
I'm
good
really
way to do
fast.
it.
I'm
But
really
saying,
fast.
If you can't get away from the person, I assume you're going to hope that the cops or
Well, then
some
I'll
other
punch him
citizens-
once and then I run. I
I
can punch really hard too. I can punch really hard. I'm a hard puncher. But guess what? You know, I'll punch once and then, bro, I got news for you, man. You didn't even see me there, bro. I was so fast. You saw that the anime trail of smoke as I'm running over the mountain. I'm like Trigun, bro. I'm just gonna come in and just like fuck, run. You won't even see it coming.
Okay, so you can get those pretty quick. I get it. But let's be honest. If you're in a situation where you can't run, then you're going to have to depend on a cop or some bystander who has a spine to stand up and defend you because you won't
Well,
defend yourself.
Did you not hear that, like, if there is no other option, if there's no other option at all, then obviously I have to fight. But I'm telling you, I'm exhausting every single option before I fight. Fighting is just not even an option until you have removed everything else.
Okay, and again, I'm conceding that point. I understand that, but you're still avoiding my point, which is that means somebody else is going to step up to take care of you because you won't take care of yourself.
No, I'm just good at running.
How is that a no? If you're just laying there, the cop is going to have to step in, right?
You ever see that one Boondocks episode where they were like, can she run really, really, really fast in high heels? That's me.
All right. Oh, well, look, if you're doing impressions, here's one for you, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
Get some help. I'm going to practice running in high heels. You'll watch. I'll be running down the street. I ran 2 miles today, and then I walked a mile today.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Proud of you, man.
Yeah.
Now,
I can run.
on that Kirk
gone,
debate
dude.
thing and keep.
Sorry, what?
So you need to just the next thing you need to add to that list is the Charlie Kirk debate, so you can keep your word there.
Yeah. What are we at? We're at 32 minutes. I got to hang up. It was nice talking to you, AWOL.
All right. I still think you kind of got cooked because you were avoiding the subject, but enjoy the rest of the stream, man.
All right. Peace.
Later.
Bye-bye. All right. So we got our... All right. We are taking calls. 202-998-5218. Call in. I saw somebody try to call. AWOL was still talking to me. 32 minutes in.
Yep.
What do you think, Daniel?
I mean, he was also very civil.
Very
I'm really
civil.
curious to see, because I'm really curious because he asked you to watch these Charlie Kirk debates.
Yeah.
What exactly point from Charlie Kirk does he think you would agree with? What would be like?
I don't know. I mean, well, he says
you would
that.
say, oh my God.
He says
Charlie
maybe
Kirk is
he's
so
not
right
as
about
hateful
this.
as you think if you just watch him. But like,
Oh, no,
I'm
he is.
you know,
Like,
honestly,
definitely is.
well, I mean, fair, yeah, well, like, fair enough. I haven't sat down and watched much of Charlie Kirk. I've just watched clips, but I'm more than happy to engage with it. It's not like it's the first time that I've read, like, for example, like some right-wing books. I'll just treat it like an audiobook and listen to some of his podcasts or whatever. I don't know. We'll see.
Also, by the way, like in terms of like stochastic terrorism, you pointing out or anybody pointing out the reality of somebody's position, right? So, for example, if somebody is being a fascist and you're pointing out that somebody is being a fascist or a group of people are being fascists, that's not inciting to any kind of hate or retaliation. Right?
Well,
It's just you pointing out the reality of life.
Well, but especially like the fact is that like I argue, you know, I would. Yes, Pepper. Yes, Pepper. Did you hear that? Did you hear it? That was so loud.
I heard it a bit.
Puppies, you're so loud. Did you bring?
I think he was the one bringing out like Tony Robinson, right? If I'm not mistaken, he was the one that talked about Tony Robinson. I mean, that guy is the dude that actually started the EDL, which is literally like a neo-Nazi organization, right? Like in the UK. So I'm sorry, it's like if I'm pointing out that that's what he's doing, right? If we're looking at everything the guy is saying and you're just bringing them to light, is that inciting hate?
Yeah.
If I were back in Nazi times, right, and I was pointing out Hitler's rhetoric and Goebbels' rhetoric.
Yeah. Is that inciting violence?
Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would that be stochastic terrorism? No, because it's like, especially if you're saying constantly, don't do the violence, just do the democratic thing.
And to be fair, right, there hasn't, and to be fair, right, I have not heard a single person on the left even argue for like, hey, we should do the violence. Like, I just haven't heard it. It just doesn't exist. It's a like
the only thing they can point to is like random dudes or dudettes on TikTok or whatever the fuck. Just being dumbs.
Well,
dumb fucks,
so this
right?
is the,
and you can find that in every demographic.
I want to share a picture that I think is relevant. I think would be good. Here we go. Let's see here. Let's see. That's not it. What the heck? Give me my freaking thing. There it is.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people doing that.
Wait, it's so true. This is true. Ow, Pepper. James Miller says, I recommend Amender getting a chick for a co-host. Oh my God. Wouldn't it be great to have Irma for a week? I would love to have Irma for a week. Would you be against that, Daniel? What do you think? Would you love that?
Huh? You're the one who has
just for a week. I don't know. See what Not named says James Miller. Daniel is a girl.
I will change my name to Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel, don't you have kids? How was the pregnancy?
Long. I also got fat during the pregnancy, by the way. Yeah, because I had like this. There's like this reaction whenever like your spouse is pregnant, where you're also kind of gaining weight. It's like a sympathetic.
Is that
reaction
really a thing? That's so wild.
Yeah, I mean, it happened to me.
That is
it did
wild.
Happen to me. Yes.
How?
Yes.
That's so odd.
I don't know why. I don't know
That's
why.
Odd.
It's the neurons in your brain, right? It's like you have like these mirror neurons that have to do with empathy. I mean, I know Charlie Kirk didn't believe in that, but
yeah, no
we're
empathy.
Gonna move past it.
In fact, it's a weakness.
Those kind of do that. Yeah, it is a weakness probably.
It's a weakness. All right, so Hakeem is asking to define fascism. Ow, Pepper.
Oh man,
Pepper.
Psst, 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 psst. Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm really curious. It's like, did he ever like looked at like any definition of fascism?
I mean, like,
first of all, like fascism is not very straightforward to define.
It's like
necessarily,
but I mean, it's there. Like, what is it like? It's okay. So
I mean, it's a political ideology first of
all,
right?
So it's a philosophy. Yeah, it's like a philosophy, right? It exalts nation and often race above an individual. Autocracy, right? So autocratic government, and there's usually a political strongman, a dictatorial leader, right? Yeah. And then it's usually requires like economic, social regimentation, forceful suppression, and opposition. There you go. Fascism. There you go. I defined it. I did it. I did the thing. Are you happy?
Exactly.
Are you happy that I just defined fascism? I hope you're happy because I did it. I did the thing.
because I feel like everybody that wants to understand fascism, I think you should go to Umberto Eco and read about his fascism, and read about it's like how do you identify if something is fascism.
Well,
right? He's actually a pretty good writer on this.
So FYI, we are still taking calls. 202-998-5218. Call in. What's wrong with you? I'll take in. Wait, where the heck is my phone? Did my phone did I close out of my phone?
I don't know, man.
I should probably have that open.
Yeah, you should.
I didn't realize I closed it. All right, we're taking calls. 202-998-5218. Call in. Where's the... I just want to make sure that I did no, I didn't close it. I didn't close it. I did not close it.
Okay.
Oopsie poopsie.
There was a guy earlier that had his hand raised, but he left in the meantime.
Okay. Well, we do have the phone number ready. You can call in, or if somebody's in the audience and wants to, answer. There's 20 people listening right now. I think we had like 47 earlier, which is pretty good. Not bad. We're getting bigger, a little bit at a time. Not big yet.
Did you watch Trump at the UN?
Yeah. Why?
Okay. Did you see the escalator thing? Where they were blaming the UN? Yeah. So there's this video, right? And he's going up an escalator.
No,
and as soon as they get on it, like the escalator just stops and they have to walk, right? Because escalators don't break down, they just become stairs, right? That's how they work. And the White House immediately just blamed the UN staff and people sabotaging our dear president, when in actuality it was one of his videographers that actually triggered a safety mechanism on the top of the stairs and made them stop, right? And then they also accused the UN of fucking with this with this audio.
Are you being serious?
Right?
This is
when
real?
He was doing for real. Yeah, just you have to look into it. So they accused the UN for fucking with his audio when he was.
All right. I gotta look this up. Where is this?
So
I need to find this. This is hilarious.
You know who was in charge of the audio during his speech?
Who?
White House staff. So, dude.
All right. So what was it? Okay, hold on. So, Donald Trump escalator.
Escalator, UN, yes.
All right, video. Escalator video.
Oh, he also brought it up during his speech, by the way.
Did he? All right,
yeah,
so let's
he was
take
such
a
little
here.
bitch, he had to bring it up,
Yeah. Hold on,
the petty grievance.
All right, I'm just going to... All right, so he's walking up, right?
Yeah,
it's muted.
It's
muted,
by the way, pause.
He's like...
Pause it. You
need to pause it? I got to pause it? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, go before a bit. So... before this, just go for the beginning. You see that guy on the escalator, the guy that's looking behind? He has a camera in his hand.
Yeah.
That's the guy that triggered the
Is it?
the escalator to stop.
All right, let's watch.
That's the guy.
Let's see. What do we do? Oh, I guess we...
Now I have to walk.
Now I gotta walk up. All right, hold on. Wait, is this him talking now? Hold on, I'll turn it up. Let's see here.
We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the two things I got from the United Nations: a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter.
So just so you know, the escalator was stopped by one of these guys, the videographer, and the teleprompter was run by the White House staff, right? Not by the UN. So the two things he was complaining about that the UN did bad for him, actually both his fault.
This is wild. That's wild.
I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
I mean, speaking of which, right? You saw that we figured out autism?
Oh yeah, I heard that it's paracetamol.
We did it, guys.
I mean, it's...
Hold on, and I remember Donald Trump.
I'm autistic.
I remember Donald Trump talking about it.
A lot of it.
Hold on, yeah. I mean, I remember Donald Trump, talking about it, and he was like, he told me, acetaminophen, aceta. I don't know how to say that. Tylenol.
Tylenol. Oh my God.
Tylenol's to blame.
I mean, it was probably RFK, right?
Can we just like, hold on, can
paracetamol?
we just like be honest? Like, please tell me that Trump supporters thought that he sounded like a moron. Please, can we please
probably
finally admit that Donald Trump is unironically a moron and doesn't know what he's talking about?
Never.
Like, acetaminophen,
He's the best of them.
aceta. I want to watch. Yeah, I want to watch how he said it. It's just insane.
I mean, remember when we were looking at those statistics or those analysis of his speech, right? And when
Let's
he
see
was
here.
speaking like what is like a fourth grader,
All right, here,
First-
or whatever.
here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We are taking calls, by the way. 202-998-5218. Call in if you want to. Joachim says, remove this Romanian. Daniel, he is weak.
Well, not as weak as Joachim J.
Not as weak as me.
At video games.
True.
Effective immediately, the
Here we go.
FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of well, let's see how we say it.
Let's see how we say it.
Guys, I would have taken one look at that word and would have just been like acetaminophen. It would have been instantaneous because I've read that word. I don't know. Like, how many times have I read a freaking Tylenol bottle? Or like, to be fair, right? Acetaminophen is not just in Tylenol. That's in a crap ton of medication. Like a lot of medication. So, all right. I gotta uninterrupted. Let's hear.
Well, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol.
Oh my God.
Mind you, right, there were actually studies that talked about like the potential link of acetaminophen among pregnant adults and the embryo resulting in however, when they had done follow-up studies, they found it to be inconclusive. They just didn't have the information to like say, yeah, the causal link is acetaminophen. Like, it just doesn't exist, what they're saying. So they're just like telling everybody like, hey, don't take Tylenol with effectively no evidence to back it up. And you've got RFK in there that's like telling everybody like, hey, RFK, hold on. AWOL says, how many drugs are you taking first? Zero. Zero. Alcohol. I take alcohol. I drink alcohol.
Everybody takes alcohol.
I want some.
Everybody. does
After
alcohol.
this, man, we're hitting it up. We are taking calls 202-998-5218. Someone says we only have 10 viewers. That's not true. We had 19. We have 19. Is it lowering to 10?
Let me see.
It says I have 19.
I don't know, man. 'Cause I'm there. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
You
Anyway,
look it up.
there's 20 people.
Oh,
What do
it's
you
20.
mean? There's 20.
20 people.
Fucking throw me a bone.
That's double.
Throw me a bone.
Literally
Listen, I
double.
know I'm tiny, right? I get it. Got to start somewhere. What am I gonna do? Subscribe if you're considering. If you like it, Hakeem says he's here for the love of the game. Yay! That's what I'm talking about. We're taking
There you
calls. 202-998-5218. You want to call in?
Call?
Call in. I am interested in what you have to say, but like, can we just be honest? Like, Trump could not say acetaminophen. It took multiple attempts. Like, he's
Imagine
like,
if we
well,
made him say like the whole
let's say that
name
word.
of the thing.
Like like this guy can barely read. I'm telling you, dude. You think like I'm making this stuff up? He's actually a moron.
You know what the full name is?
What? There's a full name for acetaminophen?
Full name is? Yeah. Yes, of course.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because it's like by the international standard, yes, it's para-acetylaminophenol.
Oh.
That's what like the full name is. Yes.
Wow.
Because you have like the phenol.
That one's hard to
have,
say.
Like,
I'll grant that.
An
That's hard to say.
And an amino. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's a bit longer, but yeah. But it's either paracetamol or acetaminophen.
Paracetamol or acetaminophen. I mean, is that's the same thing? Paracetamol and acetaminophen. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yes. Interesting. Yeah. See, I'm not a chemist. I don't know this stuff.
It's like aspirin. You know.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean,
like aspirin.
I mean, they have acetaminophen is used in all sorts of different drugs. Like,
of course.
You would think that it's like
anti-inflammatory.
It's an anti-inflammatory. Like they're just going to use it in a crap ton of different drugs, and it's like, okay, well, are those drugs like? There's a reason why Tylenol has been suggested as like how to reduce fevers when pregnant is because, by the way, just so you're aware, if you have a fever when pregnant and you are not reducing the fever when pregnant, then effectively what you are doing is you are cooking your baby's brain, right? Because when you have the symptoms and you have a higher elevated body temperature, what you are doing is effectively cooking that child. Okay. So
like an oven.
Don't do that. Trust me, take Tylenol. Yes. You'll be better off taking Tylenol. I'm telling you, you will be better off taking Tylenol than not taking Tylenol. Just if you have a fever and you have a child in your body, 100%. So Hakeem says this guy Amender is actually dumb. How? What did? What?
Yeah, I mean you're telling pregnant women to not cook their babies. How dumb are you?
I mean, I'm not wrong in saying this. A doctor is going to tell you the same thing. They're going to say, no, Donald Trump is a moron. You need to take Tylenol or something to reduce the fever, because what you're doing right now is cooking your child. Like you can literally easily cook a baby's brain if you are not in fact reducing the symptoms or reducing just reducing the symptoms overall. And Tylenol does just that.
Fever can be extremely dangerous in a pregnancy.
The what?
Fever can be extremely dangerous.
100%. 100%. Yeah, and nobody's even aware of that. Like everybody, like Donald Trump is sitting there telling you it can't hurt. It can't do anything. But it does hurt. It hurts a lot. Like at worst, like you're literally going to have dead children as a result of this. Sorry, at best.
Do you think
that's
he's
at
one
best.
Of those babies?
Maybe the baby is trans.
Paracetamol and his brain was cooked.
Well, the reason why they're trans, the baby came out trans is, maybe it was the paracetamol or the ibuprofen you're taking. Not named says Amender. Yeah. Prove you love Tylenol and eat a whole bottle.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm going to buy, this is actually something that I want to do. So step one, I want to buy like this bottle of like, I don't know, like Sky vodka or something, right? And then just after I'm done drinking the vodka, right, I just fill it up with water. And so then I could just like chug that while streaming. Just like copious amounts of drinking.
You won't be able to stream on TikTok if you're doing that.
Just glug, 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 just losing it.
And then just say, that's how much of a man I am. I can drink like water.
And then, I don't know, maybe do the same thing with the Tylenol, but it just be sugar pills. I feel like that would get me banned, though. I feel like I'd get... What do you think? I don't know, maybe.
There's a chance. There's a chance you would, yeah.
The phone lines are open, 202-998-5218. If you want to call in, have a discussion, you want to debate me, I'm right here. I'm willing to hear out the right-wing perspective. Call in. I'll give you 30 minutes. We'll have a discussion, and it'll be fun. You'll love it. It's great. Also, for those that just tuned in, I'm playing a game right now. I'm playing Stalker 2. This game is really fun. I enjoy it. Daniel, how do you feel about my 5090?
You're well. I'm not gonna say it again. I fucking hate you.
Why do you hate me? Why? Why would you hate me?
It's too good. It's like I don't have one. That's why. It's the jealousy in my heart.
You're jelly? Why jelly? To be fair, I'd feel jelly. I'd be very.
Dude, I play Diablo too. It's like
you don't need it. Yeah,
it's what I play.
Don't worry, dude. It's coming, right? You're gonna see like me get worn out from all the high graphic games, and you're gonna watch me go right back to PlayStation 1 emulators, right? I'm gonna be sitting there.
Obviously, dude, it's like I would probably do the same. Right? You get like a high spec, like think, oh my God, and like first days you're playing the shooter that looks like real life, and you feel like you see every hair on that guy's head or whatever when you snipe him, and then it's like, yeah, well, let's go back to whatever, like Diablo, Chrono Break.
Wi-Fi like says. First Amender asserting his opinions as facts. Yeah, again, everything I've said is totally backed up by other doctors. Like I'm not making it up when I'm saying these things. I do spend a good deal of time researching this stuff. Not Name says, where did those R-slur mods go? I don't know. I'm sure Bobro's there. Bobro's right there. What do you mean? We got Bobro. Hey, we got a phone call. All right. You're on the line with First Amender.
Hello there.
Hello.
I was calling to ask if you liked trains.
Trains? Well, let me ask you what your name is.
Dave.
Dave. All right, Dave. Trains. I don't have an opinion about trains. Good transportation. I think we should have a high-speed rail system in the United States. Is that what you want?
I mean, oh no, I just wanted your opinion on trains. Like high-speed rail is probably not going to happen for a while due to the general history of American railroads.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's sad, but it is what it is.
Well, I mean,
we should have more public transportation availability, though, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the reason we don't have high-speed rails, most railroads that existed, especially the bigger ones, were all privately owned and really focused heavily on freight because that's where the money was, not passenger.
Yeah.
Though we do have Brightline, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
It's a shame Floridians don't know how to drive.
Floridians don't know how to drive? I know how to drive. I honestly, though, I choose not to drive most of the time. I actually use an electric scooter. I love my electric scooter. I love that thing so much, dude. It's so fun.
Oh, those things, all right.
Have you tried it?
I have. I grew up with one of those Razor scooters, and I have much more fun riding that.
Dude, my electric scooter, that thing does 30 miles an hour. It's fun. It's really fun.
I just am so used to the maneuverability and the lightness of my little Razor scooter and the fact that I can basically get that thing anywhere I want it to go and do little jumps and stuff.
Okay.
I also have a Razor scooter.
I just use scooters more fun. I see them as more fun than transportation, and when you start shoving all the electric stuff into it, it gets a bit heavy and it's not as fun.
Well, the goal of it is for transportation, long distances, not like doing tricks and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I just grew up with them doing tricks in an empty warehouse.
Okay.
So I'm just used to the small ones.
Okay. Interesting.
So, yeah.
Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about, or just trains?
No, just trains. I just want to know your opinion on trains.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
They're pretty cool.
Sounds good. You have yourself a great day.
You too.
I thought he was like trying to mess with me, talking about trans people or something.
Yeah, I mean...
but he just wanted to talk about trains.
It's kind of sad. Yeah, America doesn't have like a good railway system.
We don't. We really don't.
Transportation, which is so sad, It's like, who has one of those, though? China. China is doing so much like public transportation with trains and high-speed rail, it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, it's pretty
And
cool.
It's like to think
Very
that
cool.
like the United States cannot do that.
The richest
It's
country on
crazy.
planet Earth, we're just
Crazy.
completely incapable of pulling that off. It's like, it's wild.
In the history of the world,
Yeah.
not even on the
Yeah,
planet,
yeah,
like
like
just
ever.
now,
Yeah,
like in the
and
history,
it makes
like
no
ever.
sense.
Exactly.
Drives me nuts, dude. Drives me nuts to see
Zero sense.
Yeah.
Zero sense. And I would think it's like, oh my God, it's like, if you have so much money, like so much everything, it's like, you'd be the first to say, oh, let's just have the best of what? The best of everything. You
Yeah.
know? I just want the best of everything.
Yeah. It's just wild, man, how that works. We are taking
Well, I mean,
calls.
you need
202-998-5218. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribe. I'm a very small YouTuber, so any amount really, really counts. What am I? 1 subscriber away from 800? Did I hit 800 already? Dude, we're like so close to.
Let me see.
We're so close.
798.
Yeah, 790.
It's two away.
2 away? It says 7099 for
away.
me. Weird.
Oh well, I mean that's what it says for me, but
Strange.
Let me refresh. Let me refresh. Maybe it's just no. You are absolutely correct. It's $7.99.
Oh, one
Sounds
more.
like a price
One more.
at Walmart.
$7.99. Very
$7.99.
close. Yeah,
Let's
very
make it
close.
800,
Let's make it
guys.
800, everybody. Let's do it.
800.
Is
At
there a
least
must?
one UN member.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy that stopped the escalator can subscribe.
Calamity says, I'd rather have a Temu train than any of the god-awful BS we have here. I think they're referring to Temu trains. No thanks. I mean, just because something comes from China doesn't mean it's possible for it to be not well built. There are things that are made in China that are in fact well built. It just depends on how much you're willing to spend on it. Schmecklecat,
Like iPhones.
just subscribe. Thank you, Schmecklecat.
There you
And
go,
my notification
800.
thing worked. Is it 800? I just refresh. It's 798.
I mean, it has to be.
I lost one.
No. $7.99.
How does that work?
I just refreshed.
How does that work?
Refreshed. It's $7.99.
All right. Well, I think I just have a lot of people that dislike me. Let's see here. James Miller says, "Have you seen what happened to Hawaii's rail system?" I do not. I did not. I don't know anything about that. It
That
sounds
could be an
interesting.
interesting one.
Let's see here. Joachim says, "What are your thoughts on Muslims in England factually eating swans?" Swans, really? They eat swans? I'll look it up. Let's see here.
Okay, can I tell you something about this? Because I will tell you something.
Go ahead.
About this. Okay, so Romanians, we're also, it's like we had our, migration period, especially after the 90s, after the revolution. And a lot of my compatriots, some of which are like part of the Roma population, they went to like European countries. And one of those countries was Germany. And another one was Austria, where they were constantly accused of actually eating swans. It's literally the same fucking thing that they're doing right now to Muslims in England, right? I don't know why. It's because probably people just see swans as being these very delicate creatures. They're not.
They're not delicate. Dude, these things, they
not,
fight, dude.
They're
they
vicious.
Fight,
Yeah.
dude. And they're vicious.
Yes.
They're mean. All right, check this out.
Yeah.
Okay, here, I'm going to show you. Right? So, this is Yahoo News, UK. Royal Parks and RSPCA respond to Nigel Farage's claim that migrants are killing and eating swans. Royal Parks has responded to claims made by Nigel Farage that migrants are killing and eating swans from their grounds. The Reform UK leader was on Wednesday asked during an LBC phone-in about President Donald Trump's unproven claim last year that Haitian immigrants in the U.S. were eating cats and dogs, which he did not accept was unproven. That is, of course, unproven. That was factually incorrect. That part is proven. But Farage steered the conversation away to the UK, where he seemed to suggest that swans were being taken by migrants and used for foods. What did the Royal Park say? London High Park, Greenwich Park, and Richmond Park are among those Royal Parks the charity manages. A spokesperson said the animals on their grounds are looked after and have received no reports about any of them being captured or killed. They said, we've not had
What a
any
shocker.
incidents reported to us on people killing or eating swans in London's 8 royal parks. Our wildlife officers work closely with the swan sanctuary to induce the welfare of the swans across the parks. The RSPCA said a video recently posted online with the description, the RSPCA worker catches migrants eating swans, was from a TV show broadcast in 2010. The footage was posted on by X by the UK branch of Charlie Kirk's Turning Point political organization. The RSPCA spokesperson said, this clip involving an RSPCA officer featured in an episode of Animal Squad, previously broadcast in the UK as an emergency animal rescue from 15 years ago in 2010. All right, so this is like classic, just trying to like sow hatred, and this is the stochastic terrorism that I was talking about earlier, where you basically just foment hatred towards a group of people, and if you have a large enough audience, that it leads people to often act, and in this case, it would be against migrants. It does not appear that there's any evidence of swans being eaten, and let me just take you through this, okay? I'm going to help you out, right? I knew that this was doubtful without me even Googling this, and I'll tell you why. One of the things that I learned how to slaughter was a duck because my dad decided to try that. He caught,
To me when I was a kid too.
he caught a duck. My dad and I watched him capture this duck from a lake, and he put it in a cage, and I was like, we're going to eat this? He's like, yeah, we're going to have that for dinner. I'm like, I kind of want to free the duck right now. I don't want to see the duck die. Why don't we just let the duck go and go buy some food at the grocery store? And my dad was like, yeah, but we want to try it out. We want to see what it's like. And I was like, okay. And so he proceeded he had a big metal bowl that I was holding as a kid. And he says, hold under it. Hold it, right? I'm going to cut its neck. And he cut this poor duck's neck in front of me, and blood started pouring into the bowl that I am holding, and blood is spattering on me. And I'm like, this is a freaking nightmare. This is a nightmare. This sucks. I hate this. And my dad was like, just hold it there for a while, son. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. And then after we had killed the duck, I watched my dad pluck every feather out, and then he proceeded to cook it. And then I tasted it, and it tasted like shit.
If only
It was so much work. It was so much work. And we were just like, we were looking at each other like, we're never doing this again. This is the one and only time we're going to go out of our way to slaughter a wild animal. And so like really at the end of the day, like Taco Bell's a lot easier.
I could have told you that.
Why would I go out of my way to do all of that? There's a chicken right there. I can buy a fully cooked chicken for like $10. What? Was it worth it?
It's not gonna struggle when you're killing it, you know.
It wasn't worth it, dude. It sucked. And I'm like, bro, there's no freaking way migrants are so bad off. They can't be messed to, they can't even be messed up to, what was the fucking phrase? I'm trying to remember the phrase. Hold on. I'm trying to remember the phrase. Oh my God. Okay. You can't be messed up just to enjoy, I don't know, just some fast food nearby, you know? It's so much work to slaughter an animal. I have no idea, like, this is just why, like, Wikimoto says, wow, what a sissy. Dude, you hold the bowl. That sucked. That was not fun. That dude,
I actually
blood
had to
just
do it myself,
spattering.
so-
I'm just like, ah, God.
Probably
Just
your
holding
daddy
this
didn't do it,
bowl.
right, by the way.
What?
No, it's like he probably didn't do it correctly. So
No, of
'cause I
course
had
he
to
didn't
do
do
it,
it
and I think I
correctly. We
was-
didn't know what we were doing.
I was 11. I was 11 or 12, right? When I had to do it. Also a duck. Okay. Obviously, it's not easy because I didn't know how to do it, right? So they taught me. I had this small chair, like very low to the ground, right?
Yeah.
So I had to sit on that chair, and the body of the duck was between my legs, and my legs were crossed, so the duck would not escape, right? And you have to, like hold the duck very high up, right?
Yeah.
On the neck, and then just like,
Yeah.
And I had to just like all the blood would just go into this big bowl that was
Yeah.
in front of me, right?
Yeah.
And
it's a lot of blood.
it
It's
was
more than you
painful.
think.
It's a lot of blood. No,
It's a lot of blood.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's a lot.
more
Like
than
you're
you
just
think.
you're just
Yeah.
like thinking to yourself, "Oh, it's like a little duck." No, dude. There's a lot of blood involved, and it's like at the end of it, you're like, "Oh, great. I have to clean this." Like, great. What am I going to do with it? Like this like copious amount of blood.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it's like there was some blood spatter, like when I did it.
Casey says, "What did
my
I walk
uncle-
in?"
my
Call
uncle
in,
did
Casey,
help me a bit.
202-998-5218. Call in if you want to call in, or anybody can call in. You can call in, anybody.
We have two duck killing
Call
specialists
it.
in here.
It was terrible. And it's like, and I'm like, you're telling me all of these foreigners, they're just like, oh, they're killing the swans. I'm like, well, first of all, swans taste like anus. Wrong animal. Right, that tastes terrible. There's a reason why we don't eat swan. They're not good tasting birds, right?
Yeah,
Very
but can I tell you
gamey.
how they
Not,
kill
it's not good.
chickens?
How do they kill chickens?
Do you want me to?
What do they
You know
do?
How they kill chickens?
How do they kill chickens?
In the country, in the countryside, in Romania, the way the easiest way to kill a chicken, you get the chicken by the head, and you just spin it like really fast, right? And you just break the neck.
What?
What you're doing there?
Is that a thing?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
terrifying. I
thing.
hate that.
Yes. So it's like one of my grandmothers, right? No, I mean, she wasn't really
spin
my
it?
direct grandmother. It was like, yeah. She would just do that, right?
Oh my
dude,
God.
She was like 80. Imagine like an 80-something, 85-year-old woman just going into the courtyard, just like getting a chicken, just whoop in one,
Lord.
and it took like 1 second, right, for like the chicken
Yeah.
to just be dead
Died.
already.
Yeah, dead.
It was like crazy.
You just had to. I mean, you had to live a specific way. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, she
Not
she did
named
do
says
that,
feds are coming for you, Antifa. Dude,
Yes.
I'm Antifa in the sense that I am anti-fascist. If you are anti-Antifa, that's a double negative. You're just fascist.
Yes.
Like, what?
I love how they're trying to demonize anti-fascist movements around the world.
Yeah, we
Great.
just want to demonize the anti-fascist movements. Yeah, that'll go well. Historically speaking.
But then if you call them fascists for doing that, which they would literally be by definition, they would say, oh my God, it's like, why are you doing this? It's like, why are you creating this negative stereotype?
wild,
It's like,
dude.
well, I mean, just
We're-
pointing out what you're doing.
We are taking calls. 202-998-5218. If you want to call in and debate the soy boy liberal, I'm right here. I'm ready to hear you out. I'm very woke. Help. You will need to convince me out of it.
Help.
Help.
Help. Oh my God. That was a good one.
I'm trying to remember the phrase that the British use. Hold on.
Probably something very bad. The British saying it. You would also have to say it in their accent to actually be.
Hold on.
Bad.
I was about to say it. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta find it. It's gonna drive me nuts.
Dude, I feel you because it happens. I think it happens to everybody, right? It's like you have this thing on
Found it.
the tip of.
I
your
was about
tongue,
to
right?
say,
It's like,
fancy a cheeky Nando's.
fancy chicken nando.
Like, bro, you don't gotta eat the swan. You could just fancy a cheeky Nando.
No, but isn't it crazy that the same allegation was made towards like another group?
Yeah, and it's coming from literally like the Charlie Kirk Stochastic terrorism group.
Funny, right? But
it's
Charlie
terrible.
Kirk never did anything bad. Yeah, never did anything bad.
Let's see here. Joachim says there was a video of a woman police entering a home of Muslims, finding a dead swan boiling in the cauldron. All right, I'll take that. Why don't you send me that? Can you send me that? Let's take a look at it. I'm just saying, man, we should fancy a cheeky Nando. All right, so for those who are not aware of it, fancy a cheeky Nando's. There is a popular fast food chain called Nando's, right? It's a UK chicken restaurant chain. And when you say fancy a cheeky Nando's, what you mean is, do you want to go grab some food at Nando's with your friends, like spontaneously for the fun of it? That's what it means. Joachim J says, unban me then. DM it to me. Just DM it to me. You can DM it to me.
I mean, if it's on YouTube, it wouldn't be that hard, right? Literally, it's very easy.
Let's see here. Did you see the Vice doc when the Venezuelans are clubbing dogs for food? That one I'm pretty sure does exist. But that would actually make sense because of the lack of food in Venezuela. Like, here's the thing, man. Like, I'm not arguing for like a communist system. I don't think communism even works or socialism necessarily works. I argue a capitalist system with heavy social safety nets, and I could see that leads to
the first one.
Yeah, why? Oh, the communism.
Stopped it. Like, communism doesn't work. It's like, I don't know why you had to go further.
Say socialism.
Into absurd territory.
Yeah. All right. You disagree with that. You call it socialism. You say that I'm just effectively describing socialism.
By you're literally describing socialism, saying it's not socialism.
All right. Well, I guess I'm talking about the workers' ownership of the means of production. I disagree with that. I don't think that that's the move. I think a private ownership model with strong social safety nets is really important. I just think we need to.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like.
You're on the line with First Amender.
What's good, Amanda?
How you doing? Is it Chaos Y?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Chaos Y? What do you want to talk about?
I guess communism?
Whatever you want to talk about, buddy.
Sure. I mean, like, okay, so a lot of movements are always good on paper, right? And in practice, the beginning can have very good results. Mm-hmm. The longer we keep going down a system, the more corrupt it gets, the worse it gets, specifically for communism and other types of systems. Well, with capitalism, I feel like we're at a point where it is used up all of its worth. Mm-hmm. I feel like we should transition off into a new system, but, at the same time, I'm not saying, capitalism is bad. No, it did a lot. It, locked us in for a long time. I feel like our society is decent with it, but we're at a point where, like, this entire country is literally run by, when I said last time 6 corporations, I wasn't joking. It's BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Fidelity FMR, LLC, Capital Group, and Berkshire Hathaway. These 6 companies own the entirety of the U.S. Like, it's not even... Those
aren't actually you refer to them as, those are investment companies, which those are only owned by other by other people, right, who basically have that stock, right? So it's not that they hold the brokerage, but they're not doing the negotiations on behalf. So
of course. But
they don't literally. Like, it's the same thing with BlackRock. BlackRock, they have a lot of shareholders under the name of BlackRock, but BlackRock doesn't own the shares. The people do.
Well, they are the top. Well, hold on. Well, these corporations are the top shareholders of pretty much every single company in the U.S. Apple,
Yes.
Amazon, Google, Disney, Exxon, JP,
Well,
Microsoft,
they're not
oil
necessarily
companies.
the top shareholders. Again, it's individuals that hold it, not the company itself.
Well, I mean, that's the information I got from Google saying that these firms are the top shareholders of the specific companies that I listed.
What companies did you just listed the investment companies?
My bad. It was, what was it? Apple, Amazon, Google, Disney, Exxon, JP, Microsoft, oil companies, defense contractors, banks, and Coca-Cola, major insurance, energy, railroad companies, and Vanguard pretty much owns the entire fucking private military sector because of, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like the thing is like, if it all funnels down to 6 companies that really pretty much own the finances of the entire U.S. system, it kind of bothers me because, like, for example, I'll give you an example. BlackRock owns Disney in terms of shares. Okay, Disney owns Fox. Fox owns Fox News. So Disney, predominantly left-leaning liberal institution, owns Fox, which owns Fox News, predominantly right-leaning institution.
No. The Murdoch family owns Fox News.
No, Fox News is under Fox.
Nope. Fox News is a subsidiary under Fox. It's not literally owned by Fox. The owners of Fox News is the Rupert Murdoch family.
News owned. Give me a second. It is owned by Fox, which itself is owned by the Fox Corporation. So it's owned by Fox.
What? It's the Murdoch family that holds it. Is that not the case? Am I wrong about that? All that Googling you did?
No.
Let me look this up.
Yeah, it says it is owned by
as I
Fox
know, it
News
is the
Media,
Murdochs
which itself
that
is
own
owned by Fox Corporation. Go for it. And then if we go through Fox, who owns Fox? Disney owns Fox. It's like a whole line of like one company basically holding the stocks or for every single major other company. It just trickles down. But I'm just saying, in a capitalistic sense, I feel like it's a problem that 6 major companies have this much control over the United States of America. Because for all intents and purposes, let's say all these 6 companies decide to leave the U.S. You know, our entire economy is propped up by them, right? If they leave, our entire economy goes down. We go into a depression. Like, it's not even, it'll happen. So I feel like if we're at a point where
I think I see what you're talking about. So I will correct myself. But it says here that the Fox News channel, commonly known as Fox News, is owned by Fox News Media, which itself is owned by the Fox Corporation. Fox Corporation is owned by, let me see here. The company is controlled by Lachlan Murdoch via a family trust with 36% of the voting shares. Rupert Murdoch is the chairman emeritus, while his son Lachlan Murdoch is the chairman and CEO. So it is the Murdoch family that owns Fox Corporation, not Disney.
Second, but Disney does own...
I'm sure they probably own some shares in this, but I'm telling you, it is controlled by the Murdoch family.
Yeah. Okay, we got to make sure this is clear because there's a lot of different names for this. So Disney owns 21st Century Fox.
Yes, that's different from Fox News and Fox Corp.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, however, it's still important to note that the Fox Corporation still exists, owning a portfolio of Fox's news, sports, and broadcast businesses. Okay, wait a minute. With Disney acquiring various assets, including 20th Century Fox film and television studios for approximately $52.4 billion. What was it? Fox. Okay. So you said Rupert Murdoch owns Fox, correct?
Yes. Fox Corp.
Rupert Murdoch.
Well, the Murdoch family, and specifically the sons.
Yeah, and
he's just emeritus, chairman emeritus.
Okay, here we go. We got it right here. So Fox Corporation emerged after Disney acquired most of the 21st Century Fox assets, and Rupert Murdoch serves as a chairman emeritus of the parent company. Okay, so parent company. Okay. So it's still linked.
Okay.
I just needed to make sure how big the link was. If it was just like a tiny thread, or is still like viable to even give enough of a shit about. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, I really feel like this country shouldn't be owned by 6 major companies. That's basically the bare bones of it. I personally think that we should have
fair enough.
maybe,
Like, well, I mean, me personally, like, if you just want, like, the level of concentration of wealth is just way out of proportion in the United States.
Yeah.
We need you to control that. Like, let me give you an example. Like, I think if you have more than $999 million, like if you're in the $1 billion territory, you need to give all 100% of your money away.
Yeah.
Right. However it is that you do it, you can't own it. You're not allowed to have that much money. Like, I'm sorry, $1 billion is too much to have. People should have less money. Now, does that mean that people don't have the incentive to work? No, you can become a billionaire by having a really good idea. I just think that there should be a hard cap. I just think that, hey, this amount, probably not that.
Yeah.
Too high.
It's like, even with our economy and the way it's going and inflation screwing up prices for everything, like, you don't need to be a billionaire to retire. Like, most people don't understand that. You can retire off of 6 digits. Very small 6 digits, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, for me, what I propose, I'll run through this. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. I would say democratic socialism with a strong
Joseph Romano said,
economy.
would you say that if you were a billionaire tomorrow? Yes, 100%. I believe that any extra dollar that I have past $1 billion should be given away, because that's way too much money to have. Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't you agree? Like, you think like a billion, like, dude, can you imagine the house that I would have if even had a third of that? I would have this giant, like, I would be living this ultra luxurious life. Like, I'd be driving around in the most expensive car possible. And it's like, what do I do at that point? I got gorgeous paintings, from famous people. I got all the cars I want. I got, a really fancy boat. It's like, I have a plane, bro. I'd be good. Like, dude, $300 million, $999 million, bro. That's insane. But we're not even talking about that amount, man. There's people they're possessing $100, $200 billion. Bro, stop. You're not allowed to have that much money. I'm sorry. You're too rich. No more money.
Just for reference, so that people really can lock this in, you can buy an island for $1 million. Like, I really want people to understand this. You can buy an island for $1 million. Like, and you're having 999. Okay. Dog, you could. Anyway. So what I would
Casey
propose
said is money that you could never spend in several lifetimes. 100%. If you have $1 billion, just the interest alone, you would basically have you and your entire family basically taken care of forever. You and your family will never have to work again. That's just the reality. Yeah. Dividends would prevent you from having that little money. Or from having that much money.
Yeah. And even if the dollar crashes, with the amount of assets that you have when you make that type of money, you could just pull out a gold brick and you could just buy, like, land for shits and giggles. So, yeah, no. It's for a human being to own that much, even under the guise of a company, is wild to me.
Yeah.
But regardless, what I wanted to say was, democratic socialism with strong state-run economies and free markets where each state has funds and budgets and can allocate that budget according to the wishes of each state. For international funding, we have one state controlled, could be Washington, where each other state can send taxpayer money to the international fund for any reason. This gives autonomy to states if they don't want to send taxpayer money to a specific war or cause. What do you think?
I'm sorry. All I'm seeing is red. Because this game just designed an anomaly to be literally at the top of this staircase, ensuring a guaranteed death. And it just made me lose my freaking mind just now. Sorry, can you repeat that? Because this game is just like, screw you in particular. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Don't worry.
Just get good.
I was I wanted to run through a democratic socialism with strong state-run economies and free markets.
Okay.
Where each state has funds and budgets and can allocate that budget according to the wishes of each state. For international funding, we have one state controlled, it could be Washington, where each other state can send taxpayer money to the international fund for any reason. This gives autonomy to states if they don't want to send taxpayer money to a specific war or a cause.
Okay. But you kind of need like consistent, but I think I see what you're saying. I don't know if I agree with it though, because you kind of need you do need like a consistent amount of money coming in, and if you give states the option to not pay, they're not going to pay. Like, period. They're just not going to pay.
Again, you can have a bare bones minimum of how much they should.
I'm just saying a state does not have an incentive to pay the government. Like, it doesn't.
But I mean, with this, it's more or less like, okay, so like you're a taxpayer, you basically get to, I guess, vote or choose on where your money actually goes at the end of the year, right? So you get to be like, okay, well, if I'm paying out my ass in taxes, I at least want my money to be going to this cause in particular as opposed to that cause. I feel like that gives more autonomy to the individual, to the U.S. citizen.
Not necessarily. I don't know what the hell this is. Go, 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 go. This freaking game. Give me a quick second. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. Copy. Yo, Daniel, you still there?
Well, I am here, but unfortunately you cannot hear me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can't hear anything. I don't know. If you're still there, Daniel, great to hear from you. Haven't heard from you in a bit, so always great to hear your voice, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, but unfortunately you cannot hear me. Because, we don't have integration between Discord and the phone.
We're back, baby. We're back.
Let's
all right,
go.
sorry. Go ahead,
Still
continue.
chaos that I heard him the whole way.
Yeah.
Just
Daniel could hear you. It's just when he talks back, there's no integration between like the phone and him, and I would have to like basically set up three-way calling, and it's like really expensive. So just
Copy. Yeah, no, I was glad because I haven't heard the whole me in a minute. That's all. Like, yeah, had to.
either that, voice meter. Oh my God, voice meter would be a pain in the ass. Oh, I would hate to set that up. I would hate to set. That would not be fun. That would not be fun. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing that. It's not worth it. Trust me.
If anything, just send me a DM through Discord for like I think your DP politics server, and I'll just slide in.
It's just
eventually.
discord.gg/FIRST amender. You can join now.
Oh, okay, but yeah.
Discord.gg/FIRST amender. By the way, this is where I hang out. I hang out here.
Mm-hmm.
Discord.gg/first amender. That's just where I go. This is what I do, where I go. If you want to join in and hang out, I am there. Now, keep in mind, it is a hangout server. It's not necessarily like a debate server. I mean, if you want to debate me, I don't mind. Better to call in on the show when I'm streaming live. But just FYI, like I don't suffer racists on that Discord. So if you do come in with like the idea to say some super racist stuff, you're just going to get a swift ban. Okay, I just FYI.
No
That's
problem.
just what's going to happen. It's
Yeah.
my hangout space.
You're good to go.
It's where I go to hang out with friends and people that I like to talk to, not racists.
No problem. I just joined up. Don't worry.
Yeah, join in
know,
and we'll continue the conversation. You can talk to Daniel.
Yeah, I joined it. I'll hop in after that in a second. But it's funny. Like the only racist server I've ever actually encountered, and I shit you not, it was G Lions. And it's funny because G Lion wasn't even the one that was saying anything. Like it was the people there that were saying the most egregious shit known to man. And G Lion's was there like. Also, there's this new metal band that I've been listening to. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But, yeah.
Strat
anyway,
says that G-Line is just an idiot.
Oh, man, memory.
Joaquin says,
okay,
I hang out to debate, but I will ban you if you do not share. Yeah, again, like, you can call in. Like, you're free to call in, but no, I don't suffer racists on my server. I don't appreciate it. I don't want it. No racists on my server. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. Like if you want to debate your racist talking point, do it on YouTube on the call-in show. Right? That you're free to do so. Right? I'm not banning you from speaking or arguing your point.
What do you feel like we should, in terms of like the capitalism system that we have today? Like, what are your thoughts on it? How do you feel like we should possibly, change it? Tweak it, make it move in a different direction.
Strong unions need to have very, very strong unions. There needs to be strong social safety nets. Anybody that has over $1 billion needs to give away that money. All of it, 100% of that needs to go. Anything past $1 billion. And it needs to be reallocated for social safety nets. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. I guess my only thing with that is I agree with you. I just would have a fear of who's reallocating funds because every single time somebody's like,
it's $1 billion. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't get to keep your fleet of giant amounts of boats. You shouldn't keep, 10, 12, giant mansions. Like, I'm sorry. It's just, you have too much money. You got to stop. No more. Give it away. Give it away to somebody else. Give your sons a chance, right? Stop.
That's true.
Stop thinking about yourself.
I guess my only fear would be I don't want the government to go through and start reallocating these funds because the problem is what the government's going to end up doing is they're going to end up seeing a homeless center and be like, that's a good place to spend money on. You know what we're going to do? We're going to buy a new jet fighter.
Ooh, what's another thing I would do? Somebody mentioned it in chat. They said, would you make it so billionaires and millionaires are no longer the 5959 partners with the government? Yeah, 100%. I would literally, I want to remove the lobbying system that we have with PACs and super PACs. We need to completely divorce money from politics. Completely. No more. Right. Any instance where it's even possible to do that needs to be the most strict no ever. So that way we could just keep politics with politics and not curtail on the basis of corporations. That way we can actually have working, sensible legislation. Yeah. We should 100% do that.
But how will billionaires make laws?
It's interesting. Just the definition of capitalism.
Fuck them.
The definition of capitalism is
the answer to that, Daniel, is fuck them. That's just fuck him, bro. Fuck him, dude. Mean. Yeah, I know. I'm really mean.
Are you a stochastic terrorist by saying that?
If the bottom line isn't achieved, everything is up for grabs. I can murder you and your entire family if the bottom line is looking a little bit thin. That's how that works. The definition of capitalism is this: an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm not against that. I'm okay with private owners and profit and all that stuff. I just think that there's a level. There's a point where it's you can't, I'm not against rich people in and of themselves, right? It's the level that I'm seeing that is really, really concerning. I just can't defend it. The level that these people are operating at is just madness, dude. It is insane how much money some of these people have.
Yeah. And keep this in mind. a lot of these companies can make a statement and actually turn down the political temperature in this country.
Say
if every
what?
single one of these companies, if every single one of these big companies made a statement to turn down the political temperature in this country, just to relax and everyone go back to be calm.
Yeah.
I shit you not, it'll work. It'll fucking work instantly. Because they have that much control, they have that much pull, and even if Trump is like, okay guys, we're gonna have to turn it down a notch, I shit you not, his words are not going to be as impactful as any of these major companies making a statement saying, okay, we actually have to stop right now.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you everyone else is going to stare at it like, you mean to tell me that the big boss that holds all of my assets of my company basically told us to stop? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's at the end of the day, these companies can make a change. They can turn down the political division. They choose not to.
Yeah.
Why? It's good for them. It's good for the money, good for the bottom line. More political discourse, more political violence, more political hatred, more advertisements, more money in their pockets. They
And
do not
we
care.
are taking calls. The phone number is 202-998-5218. Consider calling in. I am interested in hearing what y'all have to say. You do have 7 more minutes, though, Chaos. Why? Unless if you want to wrap up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Anything else? Oh, I'm just chilling right now. Did you end up getting the entire list of? I remember you showed me a list of the things you wanted to get for your PC. If I'm not mistaken, did you end up getting some of those things?
I'm playing on it right now, motherfucker.
That's what's up.
What do you mean? I have it right now. I'm playing on it right freaking now.
Okay.
Do you not see?
Okay,
Look.
respectable.
Here, I'll show you. Look at the look. I'm playing Stalker 2. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at my settings. Bruh. 60 FPS. 60 FPS. I'm maxed out. It's a 5090, baby. That's what we're talking about.
That's respectable. We take those. Hell yeah. All right, Marination. Well, that's about it. You already know what time it is.
Good talk. Appreciate you.
Have an amazing night, brother.
You too. Bye-bye. Phones are open. 202-998-5218.
I do have to point out, though, Amanda, that
What?
your political opinion has been slowly shifting more and more to the left.
Yeah, I know. You're waiting for me to call myself a socialist. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, you dirty commie.
In all but
you
name.
dirty commie.
In all but name.
You know, honestly, my boyfriend, he's very he's very left. And I'm almost positive that he's probably about as left as you. But I don't think we ever talked about it. I don't think we ever like brought it up or anything. So we just kind of try to avoid. We don't talk politics. He doesn't like talking politics. And I don't blame him for not wanting to talk politics, especially with me. I get it. We're eventually gonna find something we disagree on, and so we just kind of try to get along.
Yeah. It's sometimes in a relationship you have to choose between being right and being happy.
Yeah, and you just it's not worth it.
I always thought about just be happy.
Not name says Amender knows the feds are watching. I don't know what you think this is. Again, I argue on the basis of total pacifism. I really, really do. I mean, and I think you can hold that same virtue, and I don't think it's you're being a coward by arguing the virtue of total pacifism. I think you're arguing on the virtue of a strong moral character and being something greater than the animals that we are, right? We can move above and past you hit things to be right about something, right? Can we at least argue that? What do you think, Daniel? It's very recent that I've been starting to develop my idea of total pacifism. What do you think?
I think this identity politics kind of prohibit some people to adopt a way of peace, right? It's I can be extremely critical about somebody's position. I can say that Charlie Kirk, for example, because this is the subject for this period, was a vile human being and he had vile ideas. And that being said, it's even if I'm gonna say you're vile, it's I'm still gonna say, yeah, don't kill that motherfucker. That's why it's like whenever I was
Well,
talking
no,
to people about
sorry, I wasn't
political
referring.
violence or violence in general. Sorry.
I wasn't talking about like specifically Charlie Kirk. I'm saying like very recently I've been starting to consider the idea.
I was kind of going there. I was kind of going there, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Because I was, I was talking to people about my opinion on like let's say capital punishment, which I'm totally against. And like one of the things that people go towards is like, oh, what about Hitler? Would you be okay with like, the capital punishment for Hitler? And I was like, no, I don't think that's the case. I think we should find better ways. We should find people need to kind of, not be killed, right? Because that's a very definitive solution to problems that are not necessarily solvable by doing that, right? So the same goes for everything. It's like I just think like killing humans is immoral at the end of the day, and I need to live by the things that I believe in.
So, Joe,
like being a pacifist doesn't mean being a pussy necessarily. Doesn't mean you don't defend yourself. Doesn't mean you don't retaliate if somebody is putting your life at risk. It just means look for other solutions before you strike or kill.
Well, like for me, it's like look for all other solutions prior.
Yeah.
Like you have exhausted literally everything before you considered the violent path. Like you just would go well out of your way. And I'm like, man, how good would the world be if, say, like the United States foreign policy was that? Right? How wonderful
incommensurably better.
How would the world be if more people thought that way? They're like, hitting? What are you talking about? You hit people? No, absolutely not. No hitting. You don't hit. There is no option to hit. It's just would be an unheard of idea. Like, no, we just don't hit, right? As a people, as a civilized people.
This is kind of in contradiction with like the idea of capitalism, right? Because in capitalism you have these industries that rely on human suffering, that rely on violence being done to people. Right? It's like you wouldn't have like
you wouldn't have industries dedicated to making a giant hole in the ground, but instead it would be used to actually make people's lives better, right? Because it's like it's not an option to fight, under that idea.
Those people, even that at some point, like those people would not be in those industries, right? Because those industries wouldn't exist anymore. So they're gonna fight you tooth and nail. I
mean, there would be some level of like of a military industrial complex. It would just be far, far, far smaller than it is today. The only instance would be like, okay, we need to be able to, there's X group of people, we have to defend ourselves, right? Because they're not interested in communicating with us, on the same level. But we have to pull ourselves out of this war stuff. It's just ridiculous. What are we doing?
I mean, cluster bombs, they're nice. Somebody has
terrible. I hate it. I hate seeing it. All the suffering that's happening as a result of the United States. I dislike it. Not named says, Amender, you just said 30 minutes ago that you would punch someone and run away. What the heck? Yeah, I said if I have no other option to get away, I'll do a punch, and then I'm running like a little bitch. Why would I fight? I don't want to fight. No fighting. I don't want to fight. I'm not going to spend any amount of time fighting you. It's just not going to happen. It's not hypocritical. It makes perfect sense.
Animals understand this. Like literally, like one of the most vicious predators understand this. If you're in a fight where you can get hurt, just don't fight it. Like they're literally just running away from like fights. They don't need to fight, right? Like all the time, right? So
they live another day.
Doesn't do that. It's humans.
Yeah,
exactly. Because we're just insane when it comes to violence. We're like so good at violence. I don't know.
James Miller says, once you break away from the corporate shills, the alt-right ain't that bad. Oh, my God. Let me know when
once you get away from all the racism,
all the racism, the Christo-fascist, the ultra-nationalists.
The fascism.
As soon as you get away from that, they're great. They're like regular people. All right, we got a phone call. You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey. What's going on, man?
What's up? What's your name?
My name is Ryan.
Ryan. All right, Ryan. What do you want to talk
What's
about?
your name
Ryan?
again? Sorry,
I go by
I
First
saw you on
Amender.
my feed, and I just was like, oh, cool. I'll just tune in.
I go by First Amender.
Sorry, what?
First Amender.
Amendment?
First Amender.
First Amender. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also, sorry, I'm drunk. I just got out of a bar with my family.
Sick. And so you pulled out your phone and then I showed up?
Well, actually, I was watching you before I showed up to my family event, and I was actually calling like crazy because.
Oh, you were? Yeah. I apologize. I try.
You're good. You were answering other calls.
Oh.
You answered a call from a fellow that said he was a conservative that used to be a libertarian, and you said that you also at one point were a libertarian, and I was like, oh, cool, we'll have common ground because I currently am a libertarian.
Okay, yeah.
But I really don't know what to debate about, so.
Okay. Well, how about this? I'll tell you like what pulled me away from libertarianism in general. So the way that I kind of thought about it was after a while, I started looking at like my libertarianism as effectively like what I called my ideology statue. And I believe like just about everybody has an ideology statue that they look at this like thing that they want to protect and they want to make beautiful and they just want it to be, you know, this thing to admire, and they do everything they can to remove any blemishes. So they'll, you know, install gardens around it. You know, they'll read about it. They'll put a fence around it. They'll polish it. And so like that's effective. Like my statue at the time was libertarianism. I strove to protect that statue. But what happens is that when you read about your thing and you learn more about it and you spend more time with the statue, you start to notice little problems like here or there with the statue. For example, you'll be like, oh, well, you know, I don't know, this arm doesn't look super great. I'm just gonna cut off that part of the arm because it just doesn't match the beauty of the statue, right? And so like a good example of this is, well, we kind of need some level of government. I mean, obviously we can't have anarchy. It would just be, you know, I totally agree. It would basically we need a court system. We need police. We need contract law. We need like, you know, effectively a monopoly of force of the government. And so, you know, there you are, and you're cutting off that little bit of the statue. Next was.
But also, I don't necessarily think that because, I mean, so you were a libertarian, so you understand that like the whole principle of like the non-aggression principle.
Yes. So the next thing that I noticed was the understanding regarding foreign policy. I think I read, it was Bob Woodward's book, Fear, that made me realize that I was woefully misunderstood on how exactly the foreign policy worked in the United States. You kind of have this like initial premise of like just a live and let live. The problem of the live and let live is that sometimes the people that that you're dealing with aren't necessarily live and let live, but it's like super Machiavellian, super calculating, and perfectly okay with hurting a lot of people just to get what they want. So contending with that.
Wouldn't you say that that's because of the institution of a state in the first place?
Well, that's kind of the problem of like, that's kind of the problem of the current, like, yes. So that's kind of the problem of the libertarian idea, is like the solution is effectively, and is effectively, well, if we just didn't do that bad thing in the past, then we would be fine and there would be no issue. Well, great. I mean, I'll go ahead and get Doc Allen and we're going to ride in the, in the time machine, and, the DeLorean time machine, and I'll tell Jimmy Carter to not sign that peace agreement between Palestine and Israel, right? Then we won't have to deal with the Middle East. Like, obviously, that's not a viable solution. We have to kind of deal with the cards as we have them now. And it's not like in and of itself very easy to just simply say, well, let's just wash our hands of it and not involve ourselves. It made me realize that libertarians don't actually have an answer for foreign policy. So there I was chipping off another
I think
piece.
I disagree with you on there, though.
Okay.
I think we could just wash our hands of it and say,
How?
fuck it.
OPEC is more than happy to completely destroy the United States, like they tried to do in the 1970s as a result of the defensive war of the Yom Kippur War. We were about 2 weeks away from people starving to death.
That would be the case if we up and left the Middle East completely alone and let Israel fail on its own, because it definitely would if we weren't involved.
Okay, no, fair enough. I'm saying I'm not in favor of wanting to help out Israel, right? I don't believe in helping out ethno-states, but I'm saying like right now, OPEC is not our friend, right? And if there wasn't that threat of violence there, then they would very much gladly do that, right? For their own power. And so it's situations like that I have to reconsider, like, whether or not that we should be defensive about that or not. And so that's, again, like the libertarian response is to just kind of live and let live. And it doesn't really address the complicated nature of a foreign policy and why diplomatic efforts are very necessary, why there's instances of like actors that do not have the best interest of the United States at heart. In fact, have an openly antagonistic one. And sometimes it requires preemptive action under that basis. I hope that
I disagree with that. I think most of the antagonistic action is, you've said it already, is because of our past and how our foreign policy has worked. I
agree, but I don't have a time machine to reverse like it.
Oh, you're right, but I think the first step, like I'm one of those cringe Irish Americans that's very connected with our Irish culture.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being connected to your Irish culture?
My great-great-grandparents
nothing wrong with that.
Sorry,
you know Gaelic?
Great-grandparents came over during the famine.
Do you know Gaelic?
And, I'm actually learning it. I'm
very
proposing to my girlfriend soon.
Very cool.
Hopefully, and
I wish you luck.
I'm going to do that in Ireland because she's...
Congratulations. It's beautiful in Ireland. Okay, the next thing, right, that kind of struck me a bit. We could agree to disagree there. That's fair, right? I recommend reading the Bob Woodward book, Fear. I think it'll help illustrate, I guess, what I'm talking about. As far as...
I'll check that out. I will check that out if you check out Scott Horton.
Okay.
Have you heard of Scott Horton?
Nope.
He wrote a book called Enough Already, and it's about it. Basically, it starts from Eisenhower in the 1950s era when Iran wanted to nationalize their oil, and he was the first president that started our great tradition of overthrowing democratically elected leaders in the Middle East.
Yep.
And, ever since then, classic America, our government has ruined pretty much everything.
So there is another thing that I noticed regarding libertarians. They basically say, hey, listen, if you have a social safety net, it has some unintended consequences that lead to worse outcomes. However, the more I read on economics papers and journals, the more I realized that is a total myth. That's incorrect. There are some government programs that can be quite negative. Then there could be like government programs that generate a profit. And then there are government programs that don't generate a profit, but are very beneficial. It just comes into a matter of like, okay, well, what is it are you trying to accomplish? And when you observe, for example, like most European countries, the quality of living is quite high, yet their GDP per capita is lower than that of the United States. But for whatever reason, they live a higher quality of living standard, and they have free health care. They have a more educated population because of largely free college. Food and food insecurity is effectively unheard of. These are all things that are just kind of assumed in European countries because of the social safety nets that were created to benefit the poor. But in the United States, we have this idea that, oh, it's going to be really negative. But like, let me give you an example. The Pell Grant pays for itself. The Pell Grant, people going to college through the Pell Grant, the government pays upfront money for the kids to go to college. And so, if they graduate...
Sorry. You gotta, when you talk to me, you have to use like libertarian language. And so like when you say like free and government pays
we coerce people out of their money. I got you. When we coerce people out of their money via taxes to then go to the Pell Grant, the amount of money that was spent on that results in that person becoming more educated, and because they become more educated, they end up paying more in taxes than they would if they were not educated. And you have a more educated person. It's literally a win-win for not only the government, but also the person. They live a higher quality of life standard by just coercing people out of taxes.
So I do think that there can be an argument for these policies more at a local level. I'm one of those kind of libertarian
the Pell Grant
level.
The Pell Grant is a federal program.
Right.
Affects everybody in the United States. But we can observe through the MVPF that it increases overall quality of living standard, and it pays for itself 5 times over for every individual that we put money into.
Right, but at what cost? I would argue. You would.
Not at a cost, at an investment. An investment. For every dollar we put in, we get $5 out of it.
So, but who benefits from that? Not the people that are being coerced out of their money.
No, the people who are being coerced out of their money also benefit. Because one day they become old and they need workers to be well educated and have a high technology base, so that way it improves people's lives. People don't make technology or new discovery by being uneducated. So yes, they do benefit.
No,
Everybody
I
benefits.
agree with that, but I don't. I think a private system would probably work just as well.
Yeah, but the problem is like we kind of did the whole private system with the colleges, and it turns out that it just kind of makes things like hold on, listen to me. It just made things very expensive. However, in most European countries, you don't really pay any more than like €1,000 a year as a local. So like we could observe the difference, right? We're able to observe the difference. A lot of people, what they say, like astutely, they'll tell me, well, if you pour in a lot more money into the Pell Grants, they astutely say, wouldn't the cost of college go up even more because there's more pools of money available? The answer is yes. So what you do in a situation like that is you have a cap on how much money that the college is able to ask for. Yeah, we do this kind of stuff all the time. It does work. There is a level of centralized central planning that does work. This is one of them.
I do not think that's the case. I think central planning.
If you go to European countries, we observe the results.
But we subsidize them
through
the
war?
Fuck out of them.
Through war? Are you going to argue for the military industrial?
No, just through everything. Whether it's
They never asked for that. The military-industrial complex of the United States. We don't subsidize them.
I mean,
we subsidize the military-industrial complex against Russia.
I don't think that you could argue that they don't like it. I don't agree.
They don't like the U.S. meddling in there with things. No country likes it.
Oh, they don't.
They just tolerate it.
Isn't the entire statist regime right now talking about Ukraine?
Yes.
So they like our military-industrial complex?
I think they like NATO.
NATO is, I mean, I don't think
military-industrial complex?
From NATO?
Is that what you're going to say? NATO is a coalition.
I don't think you can separate the military-industrial complex from NATO.
Sure. Regarding the United States, but I'm saying that right
even
now the United States isn't
Germany's
exactly trustworthy when it's coming to
complex
NATO
is huge.
anyway. That's beside the
for
point.
Sure.
So
No,
you're saying that they're subsidizing it. I mean, maybe to some extent that's kind of true, and that they need to put in a little bit more money in their total GDP, which is fine.
Complex.
Like there's nothing wrong with that. But the issue that I'm running into is, again, we can observe these European countries, which, by the way, have a lower GDP per capita. They have a much higher quality of living standard in the U.S. Heck, their life expectancy is higher than the U.S.
I agree.
Isn't that embarrassing? We make $88,000 per person, and you're going to tell me that we can't afford basic health care? Why?
I totally agree. Well, I'll tell you why, at least from a libertarian standpoint. It's because our medical system is overregulated.
Oh, you think that if we just deregulate the medical system, that it would get so much cheaper and it'd be all better?
100%. That's why a lot of people go to Mexico for medical treatment.
Do I got something to show you?
That's also why,
dude,
I order all my medications from India.
I couldn't agree with you more. So I got something to show you. All right, hear me out. Right, hear me out. Check it out.
All right, one second. Let me get to
We're gonna have this.
I'm just in the call right now. Is there gonna be some kind of weird radio call-in type feedback?
Well, it's about 12. Yeah, it's about 12 seconds behind. But if you hit the live, yeah, it's about 12 seconds. I measured it with Daniel, and he's in Romania. So,
all right, give me a second then. But definitely show it.
So if you take a look right here.
Oh, you're a handsome fella.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so take a look, man. All right, no regulations.
I see a picture of Indian fellas feeding each other.
No, so actually what this is a street dentist. What they do is that they do dentist work right there on the street. It's cheap too, really cheap. Wouldn't that be great if we had this in the U.S.?
Honestly, I don't think it's a problem. All right, I'm going to mute your YouTube video.
All right. Let me help you out. I'm going to help you out. Do you think anybody wants this?
How do I mute this? Oh, I don't want to hear me and you.
Yeah, fair enough.
And me and you talk all the time.
So, do you think people want this?
Well, when you say when people want this,
all right.
What
so here's
I
the thing,
hear
right?
is you're saying people want
so just so you're aware, right? We pay more per person in healthcare than any of these other European countries. Much more.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
We're able to observe hospital companies super, super rich. They show up on the initial public offering. They're there on the New York Stock Exchange. We see insurance companies, once again, super, super rich. Very, very rich CEOs. Lots and lots of money. Okay? And, by the way, both of these are lobbying our politicians.
Yes.
And they're making a lot of money doing it. Okay? And so when we're sitting here and we're seeing that on average it's over $11,000 a year per person that we're spending. Meanwhile, you have the Netherlands, which has, I think it's less than $6,000 per person spent, but their healthcare is completely paid for. And you know what's crazy about that? They don't have street vendors. What? Street dentist vendors. We don't need to do this stupid thing. This is stupid. This is a really dumb idea. What we do is that we just have a decent healthcare system where you don't have insurance companies that can double dip, right? We design a system where it's actually affordable and it's a single payer system, and we don't have to deal with these insurance companies and all these extra stuff, and the government can negotiate lower prices. That's what they do.
I don't think
all of these
needs to
different,
negotiate
Canada
with them.
did it, New Zealand did it, Australia did it, almost every single one of these European countries did it. It works really well. We know it works. And they don't have street vendor dentists. You can just go to a dentist and get the care you need because that's what they offer.
I don't necessarily see the problem with street vendor dentists.
Bro,
but
dude,
I
this
also
is
think
so
that
gross.
street vendor
Are you
dentists-
kidding? Would you
I know
go
that
there?
It's kind of the classic. It's kind of like a classic libertarian criticism. Like,
yes,
you would just like have pharmacists become drug dealers and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of different flavors, but there's a lot of different flavors of
all right,
libertarianism.
so here,
like, there's
let's
libertarians.
So here,
that
let's look at the
believe
dental care in the Netherlands. Man, I can't even imagine. Man, where's my street vendor? I would rather listen.
Where's their one?
I wish my dentures were
dentist having shoes though.
Why do they have shoes? What the heck? No shoes.
A lot of them don't.
Dude, you're not getting my point.
I guess I'm not.
You're not.
Explain it to me.
We have better alternatives. You don't need to have the silly market-based approach. We've tried the market-based approach, and what we end up with is this awful.
When did we try to market-based approach?
We did in the 50s. What do you mean? That's literally what we did. Right? It wasn't good. What happens is that you end up with a lot of medical malpractice, and so you require regulations on that. But as regulations increase, it increases prices, and then people get more and more upset.
You just require lawsuits and people being held responsible for their medical malpractice.
That means that they can't practice medicine. This is the problem. It doesn't work out in the long run. This is why most of these ask yourself, why is it that in most other European countries, they have a socialized healthcare system? It works.
A lot of it is because we subsidize it.
Oh my God! Stop. No, we don't subsidize their healthcare system. Again, per person,
Norway,
they pay less than in the United States, but we don't have free healthcare.
Well, nobody has free healthcare.
Oh my God.
We don't.
We coerce it out of people. We do that here in the U.S. The problem is that it's more expensive per person. And for whatever reason, we got super wealthy insurance companies and super wealthy hospitals, but we can't seem to figure out where the money is going.
Let's try to focus on what we agree on. We definitely agree that the insurance companies are lobbying our government, and maybe we differ in this arrangement, but I would argue that they argue for regulatory capture in the fact that they don't allow competition between state borders. They don't, all the classic libertarian talking points.
So I just want to let you know, okay, here, just for fun, so you can see it for yourself, right? United States spending in healthcare compared to the other countries, okay? Like, I'm not crazy. When I'm saying, okay, in the United States,
I'm not
it's
saying
so
you're
high,
crazy.
it's off the charts, right? No, I'm not.
No, I agree. I totally
it's
agree. It's
$13,432 per person. Switzerland sits at second at $9,688. Germany $8,000. Austria $7,800. The Netherlands is $7,737. Sweden is $7,522. The comparable country average $7,393. Belgium $7,380. $7,136 in France. $7,013 in Canada. $6,931 in Australia. United Kingdom $6,000. Japan at $5,640. It's cheaper in all of these countries, and they have free healthcare. They don't have to deal with, like, we have people here in the United States putting out a second mortgage.
Free word with me. Again, you can't use this free word with me.
It doesn't matter. We coerce it out of, but listen, we already do the coercion in the United States. We already have it. We do it at $13,000 a person. We coerce the money out of people at the tune of an average $13,432, whereas all these other countries, they coerce no more than $9,688, but their health care is totally paid for.
No, and I agree somewhat, but I think a lot of it.
So you think we should privatize the healthcare system?
Do what now?
Do you think we should privatize the healthcare system?
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God. I think you need to think about that longer. I really do. I don't argue things that don't work. I know these policies work. The socialized healthcare system works. We've done it. It works.
What, the public healthcare system?
The socialized healthcare system that exists in most of these European countries, they work, and it costs less.
Well, I mean, I would disagree. So I would argue that we do have a socialized healthcare system.
No, we have a more privatized healthcare system in the United States.
No.
In comparison,
disagree. I just think that it is. Hold on. I disagree.
Let me ask you this: which one has a more socialized healthcare system, the United States or the Netherlands?
I would say that they're both equal in different ways. As far as which one's more
I need
socialized.
you to take off the yellow glasses that are libertarian colored, the yellow black ones that you're wearing. I need you to think about it empirically. Which system?
I'm not wearing the glasses, but I do have the snake.
No, but you know the answer. You know the answer. You know that the Netherlands is more socialized. You know it. It is. What?
It's the classic libertarian answer. Like,
yeah, I know it's the classic libertarian. That's why I'm saying you're wearing the libertarian glasses.
I only have the tattoo on my arm.
You have a libertarian tattoo on your arm?
I got the snaky snake, dude.
Fuck me. I like the snake. I'm not against the snake.
So, one day, I think you'll come back to the good side, away from both Democrats and Republicans, because they're both fucking awful.
No, I disagree. I disagree.
I think you're stuck in the.
Listen. So
stop.
I'm gonna help you out, right? I'm gonna help you out.
Of why you need to be libertarian is that
just hear me out.
The government ruins everything it touches.
Hear me. That's wrong. That libertarian idea is wrong. It's wrong.
It's not though.
So I'm gonna help you out, right?
Eventually, everything gets captured.
Shush for a second, please. Okay. I need you to recognize that the U.S. healthcare system is less socialized than in the Netherlands. That's 100% the case. I'm going to help you. Yeah, I know, because it goes against the paradigm of libertarianism. I'm showing you the flaw in your statue, and you refuse to acknowledge it. Just hear me out.
Brother,
I need you to hear me out. I need you to hear me out. Just pause.
Hear me out. Hear me out, please.
What?
Okay.
Sweetie, are you affirming my gender? All right. So the U.S. does not have universal health coverage. Okay. Most people get their insurance through private employers, right? Medicare, Medicaid,
kind of.
These are both helped through the private employers.
Can you say that it's private though when they're lobbying with the government and the government gives them a bunch of...
Let me finish.
Okay.
There's millions who remain uninsured. Providers, hospitals, doctors, pharma is overwhelmingly private. The government does play a patchwork role, such as Medicare and Medicaid, or VA for veterans. However, there is no overarching... Stop. There is no overarching guarantee for care for all citizens. Okay? In the Netherlands has universal coverage, right? Everyone must buy health insurance. The private insurers are very tightly regulated by the government. The government is setting the rules. They require insurers to accept everyone and subsidizes people who can't afford the premiums. Basic coverage is standardized and mandatory. While there's extra coverage that you can get, that part's optional. You could pay into that. However, while providers, they're private, the financing and the regulation that is super socialized. Okay. The Netherlands is way, way, way more socialized than the United States. And it guarantees healthcare. It tightly regulates the private insurance market, and it ensures affordability through subsidies and mandates. Okay. The US is way more fragmented. It's super market driven, and it leaves so many people uninsured. Okay. So this idea that you have in your head that if you just privatize it, it gets better, it's just wrong. You don't know what you're talking about.
It's not just that you have to privatize it. It's also that you have to deregulate it and
dude,
get
the Netherlands is better off.
The Netherlands is better off partly because we subsidize them and partly because they are super resource
We're not talking about that. Also, the United States is resource rich. We are the wealthiest. We're the wealthiest country on planet Earth in all history. Yet we can't have basic health care.
I would disagree with that as well.
Oh my God. What's more wealthy? China?
China's definitely more wealthy.
Oh my God, kill me.
I don't think you can argue that. China's
kill me.
By far more wealthy.
All right, well,
he doesn't know basic facts.
We're well past this. You're the video of the week. You're the video of the week. I was gonna make that kid the video of the week. You're the video of the week.
All right.
Socialized healthcare work. All right, I'm gonna give you the last word. Go ahead.
I still think you're a fairly handsome fella.
Thank you.
What do you mean, last word?
Well, you could say I give you a closing argument just to be nice.
Government sucks. It ruins everything it touches.
Okay. Look up the MVPF. Google that, and you'll learn. Government doesn't suck.
You better read Scott Horton though on foreign policy.
All right. Good talk.
All right, man.
Well, that was the show.
Dude. Yeah.
That was the video.
You gotta love libertarians.
That's the video of the week.
Crazy to me that you are like that.
That's the video of the week. That was an amazing thing. That's gonna be great. AWOL says, "Shut the hell up, Daniel." I'm not taking another call.
God damn.
We're done. I have to do a not disturb because we're closing up. We're closing up shop. Are you guys subscribed? Yeah, if you're not subscribed, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna cry. Dude, I gotta figure out how to cry on command.
Water, right into the eyes. You're gonna become a meme like that, you know. Maybe that's what you want.
I think it'd be great. Learn how to just cry on cue, while by the way drinking that giant amount. The from the vodka bottle idea.
The vodka, yeah, exactly. Imagine drinking from that vodka and. Oh, by the way, it's there's these vodka bottles, especially from Russia. They're 2 liters, right? Vodka bottles, really big.
Bubblegut says, "Is Daniel Mender's Indian boyfriend on the line?"
Yes, I am Indian.
He's not even Indian.
Straight from India. I'm from whatever you
Leave
want
my boyfriend alone. And also, it's not Daniel. Leave my boyfriend alone. I'm not even going to tell you who my boyfriend is. You don't deserve it. He's too nice for you guys.
He is.
Oh, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys very much. We've been streaming for about 4 hours. I'm probably going to do an after show, but it looks like people are just kind of hanging out, so come to my Discord if you guys liked what I had to say, or maybe you hated what I had to say. Just don't do anything racist. Okay. I get rid of racist. Okay. Well, we can have a talk. We just hang out. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not going to bite you. I won't hit on you.
Right, you see, maybe that's the problem. You should say, I
will hit on you.
I will hit on you. Yes. That's how you attract more right-wingers. Because they're going to say, well, that's a real man.
They're like, whoa.
likes to hit people. That's what I love to do too.
Yeah, he likes hitting people. All right, everybody. I appreciate y'all very much. Y'all have a great day. Sorry I didn't get to everybody, but we do this every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Casey says, "Lol, I was gonna call in." Well, too late, Casey. You're too late. You can't. No more. But I will be hanging out in Discord. So if you want to hang out into the after show, I'll be right there. We can hang out, talk, have a good time. Should I crash that FedEx? FedEx is love? FedEx loves you?
Probably.
I'll probably crash it, yeah. It's my server. I can do whatever I want.
There you go. You can see. That's the authoritarian in you showing up.
You like Chick-fil-A says, you scared? You scared to debate me, bruh? No, dude, we're just closing up shop. I'd be glad to debate you. Glad. Show up on Thursday. And I probably will stream on Saturday as well. I do that a lot. I do that all the time, actually. I enjoy it. I have fun.
That's why they should
debating.
Be
right? Subscribe.
in the Discord.
If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Yeah, join the Discord. I let people know, hey, I'm the Weeman. So
exactly. It's the notifications. They're popping off.
Yep. All right, y'all. Thank you. Have a great